I ain't late, goddammit. What's going on with y'all? I'm not late, man. And I was trying to get all my stuff set up so I don't have to do what I usually do. I'm actually prepared, fully prepared. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let me know that you're still here. Let me know that you're still here and that I'm coming in loud and clear. I don't know how the hell I got fucking anything other than full fucking internet, and this is crazy. That's a new thing. That's crazy. What's going on with y'all, man? What's the deal? What's the business? My clone? Who's my clone? Who's my clone? Oh, man. Oh. Yeah, man. I'm just getting out of the gym. Got to go ahead and get this thing up in here, bro. Cause got to talk about this one. This one's major. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Appreciate y'all for pulling up on me. Shout out to everybody that came through. Bitch, get your mind right. Let me talk to him. Bitch, get your mind right. Yeah, man. Niggas don't know, man. Well, let's go ahead and hop into it, man. Appreciate everybody that came through. Please like and share the video. If you are in the building, like and share, please. And we will go ahead and get into this thing. As we all know, I think it was sometime last week, Goldman Sachs announced the deal where they're going to be investing $10 billion. Again, $10 billion with a B. Shout out to Ron for the two. Thank you, brother. Salute to you too, brother. Let me go back and make a correction to what I was saying before. I said that Black Lives Matter made 90 billion last year. I'm sorry, it wasn't 90 billion, it was 90 million. So that was my fault on the video where I was saying 90 billion. It wasn't 90 billion with a B, it was 90 million with an M. Okay. But we will have more coming up on the whole Black Lives Matter aspect and George Floyd and all these things here later on in the week. But to the task at hand, Goldman Sachs pledges $10 billion to support the advancement of Black women. This came out on March 10th, 2021. Goldman Sachs says Wednesday it will commit $10 billion over the next decade towards advancing racial equality and economic opportunity for Black women. The new initiative called 1 Million Black Women will focus areas such as access to capital, job creation, financial health, and workforce advancements. Goldman said the effort is the largest announcement of its kind in size and scope. Goldman is partnering with Black women-led organizations to better understand the barriers Black women face. The bank will also invest $100 million in philanthropic capital over the next 10 years. The targeted funding will take the form of direct investing as well as grants. The firm said initial investments are underway. The program's goal to positively impact the lives of at least 1 million Black women by 2030 is advisory, council includes former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice. Goldman's announcement comes as employees, shareholders, and society call on corporate America to do more against systemic racism. A slew of companies have announced new diversity and inclusion measures, but it's still unclear whether the initiatives translate into real progress. In conjunction with its funding announcement, Goldman released a report called Black Womenomics, seeking to quantify the gender and racial biases that Black women have faced and continue to face. Like countless studies before, the findings show racial inequality is not just a social issue, issue, but an economic one as well. The research found that Black women are paid 35% less than white men. Reducing this gap could create between 1.2 million and 1.7 million jobs in the U.S. and increase GDP by as much as 450 billion annually. Progress in closing the wage gap has stalled. The wage gap between Black and white women stands at 15% from 5% in the early 1980s. Differences were attributed to back then to education, occupation, and industries. While these factors are still relevant, harder to measure barriers such as differences in career opportunities play a larger part. Largely because of the lower earnings and limited access to capital, Black Americans are much less likely, let me say this again, largely because of lower earnings and limited access to capital. Black Americans, that meaning all Black people, are much less likely to own high return assets than white individuals, including home, stock, and especially their own business, the report stated. Finally, the median Black household owns almost 90% less wealth than the median white household. The coronavirus pandemic has exacerbated the challenges that Black women face. February jobs data showed 5.9% employment rate for women overall, while the figure for Black women stood at 8.9%. All right. And shout out to everybody in the building. All right. So, yes, thank you, conservative. And again, now we will go to one of the greatest and most underrated minds of this time. He definitely doesn't get his flowers while he's here. This is a man that's tackled this trope and fallacy for over 30 years now. The great Dr. Thomas Sowell has explained the myth behind the gender wage gap plenty of times. But again, we know we live in woke fantasy land. Everything is about optics. And shout out to Roastmaster One, man. Roastmaster One dropped one of them out of the blue Christmas presents over me over the weekend. Greatly appreciate you, brother. Shout out to Roastmaster One for the Cash App. And shout out to I didn't announce it last time. Let me see. Make sure I get y'all. Y'all got me at the buzzer. So to make sure I acknowledge you guys. Shout out to RK Allen 38 for the Cash App also. That's Miss Bart Simpson, by the way. Shout out to her. Appreciate you. All right. Appreciate y'all from that from last week. So fair use. We're gonna let Thomas Sowell explain this yet again. See him with the afro. Look at him. He didn't have no hairlines. You know what's crazy, man? I realized like niggas in the when did fucking tape start? Does anybody know that? What's the official date of like the first tape? Nigga went up to the barber's like, hey man, all this shit is just a little rough. We need to clean this shit up. Well, does anybody have the first official tape day? That's something we need to find out. Niggas got like, the afro. We can lock that down. Niggas can lock down the motherfucking Allen Iverson braids, nigga. Everybody like the design cornrows. We can lock that shit down. Niggas can even lock down the motherfucking Jerry curl, nigga. But a tape though, when was the first tape? It had to be like the 80s. I don't remember seeing a nigga with a tape to like the 80s. I'm gonna say the 80s. Y'all agree? It's definitely one in the 70s. Niggas didn't give a damn about no tape in the 70s. They just had a big ass afro. Dancing. That's a machine. Oh, baby. Moving, baby. All you need was a big ass afro. So niggas weren't really, it was over your fucking forehead and shit. So niggas didn't really line it up. See what we do here today, man. We gotta do some research, man. We need to find out. Nigga, go holler at your daddy, your uncles, and look for the first picture you see them with a tape up, nigga. My daddy ain't never had no tape when I was a kid. I didn't see no daddies with lineups in like the 80s, nigga. There was no such thing as a lineup like in the 80s, nigga. You said 40s and 50s had hustlers with tapers? 40s and 50s? I never seen hold up. You lying. I'm gonna prove this right now. What was the nigga name? The untouchable motherfucker. The drug what was the major drug dealer? Not Frank Lucas. Frank Lucas was a country nigga, so we gonna count the country dude. What was the New York nigga? Yeah, because Shave. All right, 80. So that's about right. Because I know Cool Mo D and all them niggas when they had them fades and shit, them shits was lined up. All right, so yeah, cool. That's about right. So late 80s. He said 87. By 87, I agree with that, John, though. 87 sound about right. No, not Bumpy Johnson. Fucking the dude that was opposite of Frank Lucas. Nicky Barnes. Appreciate it. Yeah, Nicky Barnes. Yeah. Bro, Nicky Barnes never had that tape up, nigga. Nicky Barnes didn't have Nicky Barnes was on the front of motherfucking what, GQ or whatever the fuck he was on. That nigga had no lineup. Elijah Muhammad had that baby hair, nigga. How you gonna have a lineup with baby hair? Stop it. Elijah Muhammad didn't have no damn lineup. But again, man, fair use. Let's get into it. Let Dr. Thomas Sowell explain this to us again, for the record.
I'm sorry you missed the earlier part of the program when I pointed out that where you find people not represented evenly, that does not show the institutional effect, because almost nowhere in human affairs do you find people evenly represented. If you compare comparable people with respect to age, with respect to education, etc., you get a totally different picture, both with respect to blacks and women. Now, the figures that I saw, for example, show more recently that if you take black families where the husband and wife are both college educated and compare them to a white family where the husband and wife are both college educated, the black family is now earning $2,000 a year more. The problem is that very few blacks fall in that category. That when you compare category for category, then we're talking about getting people a decent education. I'm saying that you cannot say that numbers collected at the employer's place of business reflect simply the employer's policies. Those numbers reflect underlying conditions in the whole society. Just as numbers collected at the hospital do not show you that the people are sick because they're in the hospital.
No, I would agree with that. But you would also have to agree that, generally speaking, women are paid less, for example, for the same jobs as men.
No, I would not. I would not agree with that. If you're talking about women with the same number of years of experience, with the same continuous service, et cetera, then when I look at that, I don't find that disparity. I find, for example, in many cases, the women are making more, depending upon how you break the data down. The difference with women is between married women and everybody else. That's the real difference.
Well, even as to single women, the Census Bureau statistics, the most recent ones I could find, 1978, say that single men are earning $11,100 and single women are earning $9,300.
Yes, I love the word single that is used. When I did my study, I didn't use single, I used never married. You see, a woman who is single at age 40, having spent 10 or 20 years raising children, is really not quite the same as a man of age 40 who's been working continuously for 20 years.
And the differential she cited is not that great, so it could easily be accounted for by
yes, because when I break them down the other way, I did this for the academic world, and there I found the women who are never married, which is the term the way I take it. There they were earning more than the men. And similarly, when the government did data some years ago on women who had been working continuously since high school into their 30s, there you found that they were making slightly more than men of the same description. So the difference is between married women and everybody else. And married men get an extra bonus because their wives take care of many things and enable them to put more time into their careers.
I'm sure you're aware of the fact that there are approximately 15% of all homes in which there is only one wage earner. So that when you talk about women being able to take care of things for their married mate wage earner, the fact is that in the overwhelming majority of American homes, the women also work. And therefore, I don't think your explanation that women have other responsibilities and that's why they are...
Work can mean part-time work or full-time work. Women do not work full-time to the same extent that men. Part-time workers make less than full-time workers.
Hey, shout out to Young Swift for being a very, very astute young fellow, man. Again, very, very few ideas in the world are new. Yes, the man that with the plan right now, that's pretty much having the torch for this thing. He is repeating very true and old facts that have not changed and pretty much never will change because of the dynamic of men and women. Okay. Women just literally are not built to handle stress at the level that men are made to handle stress. They just aren't. Okay. They aren't. All right. Estrogen and testosterone are two totally different things. They give men's brains are wired different, temperament and all these different things. So a lot of the things that KS states comes directly from this interview and several others after from Time and Soul. Now, again, what are we saying? Goldman Sachs is making the big leap and a big bound to do what? Well, it's doing to waste money. Or not necessarily just waste money, but it's doing this to boost up its social credit. It's wokeism, right? And again, get woke, go broke is undefeated. We've seen it from everything from Gillette, newspapers, sports leagues. Everybody remembers last year, I refused to watch. I did not even watch my all-time great team, my favorite pastime, again, I told y'all, if there's a heaven, there will be basketball. I refused to watch the NBA last year because the NBA participated in the bullshit ass Black Lives Matter campaign, turned themselves into a fucking billboard for Marxist, communist, anarchist pieces of shit. I refuse, along with me, and this is how I know. This is when you know when a person like me that again I'm a basketball purist, and I say I'm done with basketball, I'm not fucking with it, I'm not supporting it because of their involvement with political bullshit and promoting something that's just anti-progress. I know the casual people will do the same a whole lot quicker because that was major for me to actually stick to that. For motherfuckers that hit me up and tell me, hey man, the Lakers won the championship. And I was like, okay, well, cool, good. We won the championship, whatnot, what have you. But because of the much deeper understanding of the importance of things that are far more important than basketball, I just refused to support it. Couldn't fuck with it. All right. Hey, yeah. Hey, you see the hat? Hey, I got to, hey, after the fact, man. Hey, the past is the past. But last year, man, I wasn't fucking with it at all, right? So Goldman Sachs is simply jumping on the train for twofold. They're covering the feminist angle and they're also covering the POC angle, right? So they're saying that they're going to dedicate pretty much $1 billion a year over a 10-year period. And the point is this, man. It is time for us to give women what they say they want. Okay? Women say they're equal to men. Women say they can do everything that men do. Women say, especially black women. Let me specify. Black women say they're equal to men. Actually, black women say they're better than men. Because remember, black men are defeated. Black men are broke. Black men are dusty. Black men can't protect. Black men are dominated. All of this stuff that black women use against black men, right? to keep themselves in a position of power, which they have over the black community, unfortunately. So shout out to Charles Murray for the 10. Ask yourself, what does Goldman Sachs want in return? What does she have to offer in collateral? Could her children be up for sale? Well, that's a good question, Charles. We'll get into that. We'll dive into that a little later. So we're gonna put a pin in that one, right? So all of these things that the wokeism and shit, whatnot, what have you. Damn, what was I saying? I'm kind of lost my point. Give them what they want. So now that the black woman has been sponsored, not only by Goldman Sachs, but this to be publicly noted, $10 billion is huge, right? All right. So pretty much, black women are getting reparations. You heard it here first. I don't think anybody else has said this. If anybody else has said this in black YouTube, in fucking the manosphere, I haven't heard them say it. Give them credit, but I'm going to take it. I'm going to take the shot. The first to say that black women have just been given reparations. $10 billion is a big pledge. And again, black men aren't saying this. Oh, he said it? Oh, okay. Tommy said it. Shout out to Tommy Sotomayor, of course. This nigga here, of course. I should have guessed it, right? But okay. Shout out to Tommy. He said it. Y'all sure that are come on, man. Get him out of here, man. So now that black women have been promised $10 billion over the next 10 years, it's time for black men to do what we should have been doing before and make our own on our own way with one another. Okay. Shout out to O'Shea. O'Shea had the thing on today, pretty much again touting this and talking about how black men need to come together. Still, I have major issues and problems with. I'm never going to agree with jail niggas first. Okay. I'm never going to agree with that. I'm not saying jail niggas should be thrown away, but again, when you look at other groups, right, and you want to make yourself better, you take the better parts from other groups and you emulate that. All right. Even white folks is the biggest criminals. Okay, yeah, okay. Again, anybody that comes to power takes it. And that's the biggest fundamental misunderstanding that black people seem to have about power, especially black men. Power is never given, bro. In order to get power, you got to kill some shit. You got to blow up some shit. You got to, you got to do some maniacal. And to maintain that power is going to be some dirty, maniacal shit being done. Okay? Again, man, you want to enjoy the burger. You don't want to see it be made. You just want to enjoy a good ass burger. And again, the fact of the matter that you're in the first world of all first world countries, you're still benefiting from being an American. Believe it or not. If you don't believe me, take your ass to motherfucking El Salvador or fucking Venezuela or over to fucking Nigeria, Ghana, any other motherfucking, third world country. See how it comes out for you. See how your quality of life changes overnight, literally. I promise you, your ass will be trying to get back here as soon as you possibly can. Okay? So, what other cultures don't do, man, is they don't put their ne'er-do-wells at the front of the line. Oh, well, the Kennedys was with the mob and the Bushes were with this. Listen, again, yeah, but you know what they do? They separate the generations as to where, all right, we did all the dirt to make the money and get the backing and all the shit to be able to do this. What we're going to do is we're going to bring up a whole generation. Every generation after us, they're going to be completely squeaky clean. They ain't got to get their hands dirty. They ain't got to do no illegal shit. They all legit. We're going to send them to the military to give them the best background to make them fucking president quality men. You see that? They never gonna put the motherfucking jail nigga out in front of everybody. Be like, this is the best of us. This is our leader. That's never gonna happen, bro. That's the problem that we have when we start having this conversation, serious conversation about fucking black men attaining power. It's gonna be, I don't give a fuck if the nigga became a Harvard graduate. If he's been in jail, he's at the back of the line from a nigga with a clean record. I do not care. Okay, is you got to look at this shit from like a military mindset, bro. You join chiefs of staff, you're never gonna make it with a fucking a DUI and you beating your wife or anything crazy in your jacket. You can't make it to that position because it'd be the spit. You'd be spitting in the face of all the dudes that have a clean record, no reprimand whatsoever, and you give them the highest possible fucking representation of everything. We got to get out of that, man. That's a woman's mentality. But I don't want to turn that into the whole thing. That's something I'll address a lot later. Okay. But back to the women aspect. So what we need to start doing is developing this power within ourselves. Because again, as you can see, the women, this is what women mean. Okay. Women's wordplay. Okay. Empower does not mean empowered, especially for black women. They want to be in power. You see that? See the play on words? See the wordplay? Double entendres and shit, right? You know, when it comes to this fucking social interaction shit, women are like motherfucking master wordsmiths, man. You know what I'm saying? They really are. Because the wordplay is so fucking just, you know, and a lot of people miss it. Because women purposely turn on and turn off their femaleness to their benefit. See a woman to walk up to a man, oh nigga, I'll beat your ass, nigga, I ain't scared of you, what nigga, we can, and then, hold on, where we at? Hold on, we gotta bring out, y'all ready for some classics, man? Hey, hold up, let me make sure I gotta check on y'all niggas. You know niggas gonna be giving my likes and shit, so I gotta make sure I got my likes and shit. I gotta check up on you niggas, make sure likes and shit. Nah, see y'all bullshit, man. Goddamn, bro. I can't trust you. See how we gonna have power and talk about power? Y'all niggas can't give me free likes, man. Come on, what the fuck is y'all doing, bro? Come on now. Goddamn, I got 70 likes and I got twice the motherfuckers in here. I got 160 people in this motherfucker. I got 70 likes. Get the goddamn likes up, niggas. I know I ain't got many haters in here watching me. At least I hope I don't. All right? Y'all gotta like this shit to get the good shit, goddamn. We about to get into some gold classics. So y'all ready for the class? Yes, hit the goddamn like. Come on now. Hit the goddamn like, niggas. It's free. Come on now. My shit go down. There we go. All right, come on. It's getting a little better. Keep hitting the goddamn like button. So, women get to turn on and off their fucking aggressiveness and not beat your ass, nigga. I do this, I do that, all this shit, right? But then, lo and behold, we have situations, these classics. Y'all ready for the classics? Y'all, what I'm about to play, y'all? What am I about to play? Bro, this shit here never gets old. It never gets old, bro. It never really does. And again, this isn't the celebration of women being abused or women being, you know, accosted by men. No, this is the fact of the matter that, again, a person becomes a person when they are threatening your life. Anytime a person puts their hands on you, okay, especially an adult person, puts their hand on you, they are trying to kill you. They could literally take your life. Remember, I told y'all, niggas get in fights every day, bro, and fight turns into a fucking manslaughter or a murder charge because niggas is fighting a nigga. They knock him down, dude hits his head or some shit or crazy shit like this, like on the curb, and they die. Now you had a simple fucking fight and assault turn into somebody losing their life, and you going to prison because you killed the motherfucker during the fight. That's why I tell y'all, if and when I ever challenge anybody to some fight, it's gonna be some organized shit, bro. It's never gonna be no street fight shit. It's never gonna be no shit as to where we just show up in a backyard and, you know, I'm planning on you being a man of your word and not bringing no pistol or not bringing no knife. No, nigga. If you run up on me without an agreed upon motherfucking contract and standards and a referee or whatever the fuck, or we just rent a gym out and we go spar one-on-one, you're not catching no hands, nigga. You catching a whole bunch of hot shit. That's just real. We agree upon it. I'm cool. I whoop your ass. You whoop my ass. We go on our way. Cool, fine and dandy. But just you running upon me in the street and we finna tussle, nigga. You. It's really probably not gonna go the way you think it's gonna go. Yeah, I know. Big niggas get knocked out every day. They make weight classes for a reason, nigga. And again, show me the motherfucking lightweight that whooped the heavyweight in ever. Like actual fighters, actual trained fighters are the same fucking level. Show me the time that Floyd Mayweather beat goddamn I always forget this nigga's name, man. But show me the time that Floyd Mayweather would beat who was the heavyweight at that time? Even I think Roy Jones Jr. was still boxing then. Yep. You're going to jail now. You're going to jail now. Again, listen, man. When women get out of that frame as to where they want to challenge a man physically, you have to give them what they want. You have to show them. Again, a woman thinks, bro, because society tells her she can do this bullshit, right? Society, a lot of women that tell them she can just, whoop on a dude and hit on him and all this crazy shit, right?
I'll bring my daughter up here and whoop your. I bring my granddaughter up here. Okay, well bring them, nigga. Bring your man up here, bitch, and I'll beat her ass too. Oh shit, nigga, our dog got home too, nigga. Look like somebody done slice your face up. Oh, you motherfucker! Your face up. Did somebody? Oh, you going to jail now? Okay, you going to jail now? Nigga, you going to jail? Oh shit! Okay, you want to be a man? I'm gonna treat you like a man.
Wise words by a wise man. I don't care. I don't care. She want to act like a man. I shall treat her as the man she wants to be. Shout out to Grown Man Business. Grown Man Business definitely said this shit and everybody was like, nigga, you playing. I thought it was a joke too, man. I thought like 10, again, I thought you made the same mistake I made last week and it was like, oh, 10 million. No. 10 billion. Shout out to Grown Man Business. Yes, 10 billion with a B. And you all see that too. This is my first time. See what happened, bro. He had her in the double choke clutch, nigga. He had this bitch picked up off the ground with two hands choke. Two-hand choke. Hold on, can I find this? Yeah, look at this shit. He picked her ass up off the ground. This is an old man, y'all. Bro, this is an old 50-some-year-old man. That's a bus driver. This nigga ain't lifting no weights. He ain't no... This just that old man strength. In a perfectly placed, bro, nigga. This nigga here, he boxing sometime in his life. Cause I tell you, this nigga fucking, bro, he put everything into that uppercut. But to the bitch's defense, bro, this bitch, that bitch can take a punch. Perfect. Perfect. You win. Telling you, bro, listen, bro, I'm just not seeing this. It's crazy. I never noticed that he, in the whole commotion, he picked this bitch off the ground. And again, as we see, what everybody wants after that shit. Again, she asked for this, bro. Listen, look, bro, brothers. Now I say this right because I had to let my son know, and I remember this shit. My son was little. So my son is the only boy, the oldest son, and he has all sisters. So they be in the house or whatever, and his two older sisters would be messing with him, picking at him or whatever, what have you, and they think they was gonna group up on him, and all he had was sisters, so he don't fight back. And I had to let them know. I'm like, hey, y'all not finna jump on your brother. Y'all not finna make him your fucking punching bag. Like, if y'all hit him, he's gonna hit you back. And don't come to me crying and whining and none of this shit, because you shouldn't have been bothering him. You should have been fucking with him. He don't mess with y'all. I know he don't. That's just, he's just not that. So what do you don't do it. And I never forget, man, we used to go to the gym. And you know how little girls are. Little girls is, they like a little boy or whatever. They hit him, but they hit him because they like him. So this little girl just kept bothering him and kept bothering him and kept bothering him. And I saw him I saw his little ass get to the point where he was like, all right, bitch, you done hit me too many times. I don't know you. And I what's name. And when I tell you, he frowned and he turned and everybody's like, no. And I was like, I had to tell them, I was like, hey, no, y'all need to back the fuck up. I got him, but y'all need to be talking to her because she's been hitting him the whole time and y'all didn't want to say nothing. Oh, she a girl. I don't want to hear that shit. I don't give a damn about her being a fucking girl. She need to keep her hands to herself and not be hitting on my son. Now, if we want to make this an adult problem or issue, we can. It's probably not going to go the way you think it's going to go, but y'all need to be telling her not to be hitting, period. And then I just, it was, it's three of them, the twins, and they had the older sister and whatever. So from that point on, the girls just took it over. And if it was any problems or issues, I was like, okay, well, I tell you this. He's not going to hit her, but them two over there, they will. So y'all can play it however y'all want to play it. You know what I'm saying? And again, if y'all not going to do nothing to them, because if y'all try to do something to them, then I'm going to be on y'all ass. And I don't care if it's more y'all than me. I'll knock the bitches out first, and then I'll deal with these whole ass niggas. Oh, nigga, you ain't. I was like, bro, hey, it's about my kids, bro. Just like you feel about yours, I feel about mine. And just keep kids from hitting. My kids aren't hitting yours. Your kids shouldn't be hitting mine. Simple fix. We ain't got to get into the nigga shit. All right? But this is yet another one. And again, this one, people forget this one, man. This one right here, fair use, okay? People forget this one. This one right here, man, is a work of art. Because yet again, these are females that sell all these wolf tickets. And everybody sits back and lets them do it. This is what I say, man. Listen, bro. If y'all want to prevent women from getting their ass whipped by men, you need to step in before they put their hands on that man. It's after the fact, it's not going to help anything. You can't unwhoop her ass. You can't unwhoop. Has anybody in the history of niggerdom ever seen an unass whooping? I don't think those exist. Once your ass whooped is whooped. So if you want to get to the point of where you don't reach the ass whooping threshold, the thing for you to do would be to stop that woman from acting like a fucking man and thinking she can do something with a man. Another classic.
Pussy, fuck out of here. Thank you. Fuck out of here. From here to the pussy, you want to. Anyway, mommy, I fucking you 100 girl pussy. There's so much of man right there with the ponytail. Let's go.
Y'all hear the white lady in the background? That's what I be talking about when I be saying, yeah, shout out to Marty W. Motherfucker Rayon McIntosh, baby. Shout out to Chocolate Lance for the $2. Yes, Rayon McIntosh, baby. You hear that white woman? Stop. No, bitch. No. You weren't saying any of that. When you saw, you should have grabbed them bitches. You should have been yelling stop before they hopped that counter. Once they hopped that counter, see what y'all don't, and this, I don't like this cut because it's a cell phone cut. Bruh, as soon as they hop that counter, see, y'all that don't know the story of fucking Rayon McIntosh, he had just got out of prison, right? Whatnot, what have you. So he's trying to get back on his feet, got a job at McDonald's, doing his job, doing what he's supposed to be doing. So nigga been in jail for however long he was in jail. So as a nigga that has a jail mentality, this nigga's like, hey man, some shit go down, you know, I got me a motherfucking weapon or something stashed as to where, hey nigga, I'm gonna get you up off me. So what you can't see in the cut, because of the cut, they got the cell phone cut, is as soon as that bitch jumped that thing, Hey, yo, can y'all hear me? My fucking internet just dropped out, bro. So I had to switch over to my phone. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Trying to figure out what the fuck is going on right now. Before y'all niggas start, yeah, nigga, the bill is paid. That's definitely not the issue. Cool. God damn it. I hate this shit that I'm on my fucking phone, man. Cause now I can't share the screen and shit like I want to. God damn. What the fuck is going on here? Hey, something like that. Shout out to Jessica X in the building, man. Yeah, hey, something, man. The fuck. But they had no reason. Like my whole internet's not working. That's what's fucking with me. But anyway, so Rayon McIntosh in this situation again, man. He did not run to retreat. He ran to retrieve. Okay. And if you understand that, nigga, that's a problem. That's like when a nigga say, "Be here when I come back." That's what you don't want to be. This shit killed my whole vibe, man. Cause I had the fucking other shit to show. What the fuck is going on here? And it's saying I got internet access. So what the fuck is going on? See something real quick. Oh, so it is. So what the fuck is going on? So let me do this. Let's try this now. Try it again. Well, let me see something. Bear with me. Bear with me. They deciding if they want to work and they don't want to work and all this other shit. So let's see what's popping right now. The fuck? Oh, okay. Well, what the fuck? Hmm. Hmm. But either way, so another thing that we had going was the big thing with the reason I was showing this is because pretty much you needed the holy trinity of get a bitch up off you, okay? And that would be the bus driver, Rayon McIntosh, and 8-Ball Jacket guy, okay? Everybody remembers the slap heard from around the world by 8-Ball Jacket guy. When I tell you that nigga has the longest fingers ever, like this nigga's reach, nigga, is like goddamn King Kong level, nigga. This nigga brought that slap back from motherfucking Timbuktu and Kalamazoo. Slap that bitch. All right? To get her up out of there. And we had these ratchet assholes in the Uber right lately, right? They had the poor little Indian dude. Don't touch my property. What are you doing? Oh no, oh no, oh no. What do you get out of my vehicle? No, no. I got corona, nigga. I'll do this. We'll beat your ass with all this. And again, you should have had each one of the holy trinity of get a bitch up off me in that Uber. Just show up. God, deliver them to us right now, Lord, in the name of Jesus, so that they may lay their hands upon these ratchet, out-of-pocket assholes. Skeeter Mills, yeah, see, I had Skeeter Mills in there, but then I remembered about Rayon McIntosh. I had to go back to good old Rayon McIntosh. When I tell you, Rayon he whooped two hoes, two of them, deservingly so. Yes, the Holy Trinity, Roscoe. Yes, Lord, bring them down upon us right now, Lord, expeditiously, because we need them to lay hands upon these ratchet hoes in this poor Indian man's or Pakistani or whoever he is, this poor foreign man's vehicle. We need you, Lord, right now. We need them. And again, man, This is what society empowers women to do. Be manly, be violent, be out of pocket, do all this crazy motherfucking shit, and there be no consequences. If it was in the inverse, and you had men doing this shit to women, there'd be arrests made. Remember, y'all remember the fucking the Dine and Dash guy? Do y'all remember the Dine and Dash guy from New York? Shout out to Chocolate again for the $1. Do y'all remember the y'all remember the white Dine and Dash guy? I think he was in New York. Y'all remember him? Show the one where you had the immigrant bearing the 3 female Swedish cops. Oh, I remember that shit. That was sad. Yeah, but listen, man. Yeah, so that dude got charged, man. They found that dude and charged him. Y'all know that? You son of a, what the fuck happened, bro? I swear to God, this shit is just super weird. Let me get this shit out of the way. All right, come on, let's see. Move you back over here. I swear I hate fucking Cox Cable, bro. All right, nigga, let me see. Come on, goddammit. We back. What? You could just call me the show. There we go. All right, we back. We back. Okay, we good? We good? We good. All right, so now, there we go. Okay, look at God. So now, Rayon McIntosh, and here we go. The slap heard around the world, baby. We got to show y'all this good footage. We got to show y'all this legendary. And again, it always happens the same way. For some reason. It always happens the same goddamn way. Everybody sits back and laughs and chuckles it up. Everybody's motherfucking goofy and Daffy Duck and shit. Oh, don't do that. Fair use, fair use.
You gotta put that baseball jacket that came out in 1990.
Damn.
Get your money. All right. You wanna know Steve Adams?
Nobody even more.
What the
And just touching motherfuckers, man.
I don't do when you get mad.
You stop speaking.
I don't know what the hell they thought they was on this nigga. Man, listen, that's another thing too. Listen. Again, this is another case where big niggas get knocked out every day, B. That big nigga there whooped everybody on the train. That nigga hit that bitch with the get over here. Hit that bitch with what? That nigga literally got the whip hands. Hit the bitch with the whip, bro. And then nigga decided, nigga, you gonna get this shit too, nigga. That nigga's every bit of 6'6", 6'7". What made you think it was gonna go the other way? So again, Lord, we come before you today to ask, Lord, that you deliver next time that this ever occurs. The disciples of 8-ball jacket guy. You're going to jail now, bus driver, and brother Rayon McIntosh for any Uber altercations with these hoes. We ask you and believe in you now, Lord, to deliver them at every exit, at the hood, the trunk, and whatever the passenger side, Lord, so that they may not escape the hands that need to be laid. Look at this shit.
Fucking ass. Fucking ass. And I got corona. Yeah. What you gonna do?
You don't talk to my property. You don't buy it. You don't buy it.
And again, listen, man, listen. See, this right here is how and why BABG Police Academy. Say no more. There's another plug for BABG Police Academy. We will show up on the scene and wipe these hoes clean. No guns needed, no tasers, none of that. Just strictly bare hands, Lord. I promise you. Everybody will make it to their destination. No fatal injuries. Can't promise any fractures or bruises or, contusions, but no fatality shall be had when the BABG Police Academy candidates are used. Just saying. Another case. And again, right here, U.S. Army considers reversing gender-neutral physical tests after majority of women fail to keep up with the men. Again, man, let them prove their own lies. Let them prove their own lies. It's just a matter of time. Let them prove their own lies. Women can't do what men can do. You're physically and mentally not built to do it. The biggest issue and problem when they was trying to fight to get women in combat roles and whatnot, what have you, right? And certain things in the military, because again, it's an understanding of knowing that, again, a woman presents another type of liability that a man just doesn't. Not only can she not save a downed, she can't save someone, man. She can't pick that man up on her back and march for miles upon miles. If she gets caught and captured, the first thing they're gonna do is what? Something sexual nature. A woman after that, she's fractured. She's done pretty much like forever. They may break a man's bones and do all kinds of other kind of crazy shit. But even men that have suffered torture, actual physical torture, bro, they've been able to keep going and keep doing the thing. But again, once you fucking get past the thing and, you get these, hello, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to violate you sexually first.
Good evening. Mr. Fantastic would like to apologize for his technical difficulties. So I will be your host from this point on. My name is Big Truck Series Review, and I'll be taking over for right now. So while we're trying to get things moving again, let me just continue. And I'll be taking over for right now. On the we're trying to get things moving again. Yeah, let me just continue where he left off. So he was basically talking about how we have women who don't seem to understand their place in a man's society. As Mr. Kevin Samuels points out, in this society, men have built this society, and more you're seeing women stepping out of their role where they're supposed to be helping men along, but they're no longer doing that. So more and more you're seeing women stepping out of their role. They're forgetting their place. They're forgetting the fact that okay, yeah, I'm sorry, we had a little bit of an echo. But basically, you have women forgetting their place in society. You have women stepping out of pocket. And more they're stepping up to men who are usually twice, maybe three times their size. They're slapping them, fighting them, hitting them, and this, that, and other. And then they go in and yelling to the cops after the guy, see, women, for whatever reason, they don't seem to understand. It's like you should never beckon a man to use his strength against you. See, women will say all types of things. They'll talk about your mama. They'll talk about your daddy. And they don't notice when Mr. Hand turns into Mr. Fist. And then all of a sudden, they're on the phone with 911 and they're calling up the police. Police are coming to your house. And next thing you know, everybody is getting taken downtown. Oh, and good, see, look right here. We've got Mr. Bro Truth. Yes, we have Bro Truth here. He's here on a day right after we have daylight savings time. And he's here. He's co-hosting with me. So that's good. Everybody give him a round of applause. We got Bro Truth here. And yeah, how are you doing tonight?
Man, what's all this formal shit going on, man? What the hell?
Well, the reason why I'm the host and you are currently the co-host is
Yeah,
Mr.
man.
Fantastic. Well, let me explain. Mr. Fantastic has a shitty cable internet service. I have Verizon Files, so I'm doing just great. I pay $100 a month, and it comes out perfect. I have all the channels, and he's got some bullshit cable internet, and it doesn't work very well.
He got them Goldman Sachs boys out there, and that's what it is, man. You mess around with them Goldman Sachs boys, they got them deep pockets. They got them connections, man.
And may I ask, how are you calling in? Are you on the phone, or are you using your internet, sir?
Nah, I'm riding, bro. I'm on the phone, in the car.
Well, definitely be careful. How was your trip in DR? Is there anything fun you'd like to tell us about?
Man, that shit was dope, man. Outside of the lockdown, that shit. So the country is still on lockdown currently. Like that kind of put a damper on things, but just worked around it really. So the lockdown lasts from like 7 p.m. on the weekdays all the way to 5 a.m. So
what happens if you're not obeying the rules and you get caught outside of lockdown?
The police is on your ass. The police don't give a fuck about you being a tourist or none of that shit. Everything closed down, man. Like, you can't make no move unless you already had plugged in, right? So my barber is Dominican. I was plugged into the city before I left. So I had, like, connections where, I just went around, like, people family houses and shit, and we partied over there. You know what I mean? But on some nights, it was just, like, dead. Like, you know what I mean? Unless we had already made, like, arrangements prior to. You know what I mean?
Now here's a question. What part of DR were you staying in? Were you in Santo Domingo or Puerto Plata?
Oh, Santo Domingo. So I stayed in Santo Domingo for about 2 nights. Then I went to, because Airbnb is so cheap out there, man. Like, so I got like a couple of rooms while I was out there. So I went to Boca Chica, which is the beach next to Santo Domingo, and stayed out there for a minute.
Okay, now, did you meet any interesting females?
You already know, man. Yeah, you already. I see. The thing is, what most brothers got to do before they get there is you gotta download goddamn Dominican Cupid, and you holler at the hoes for at least 2 weeks before you get them. You line the shit up and you good to go, bro. You know what I mean? You good to go. You ain't got to deal with all this haggling and all the other fuck shit. Nah. You go ahead and have your profile set up on Dominican Cupid. Let the bitch know that I'm coming here, XYZ, pull up. And you good. You know? And it doesn't hurt to have a Dominican barber, you know, that has family in the DR as well. So, you know.
Okay, yeah, that's not bad at all.
To the show topic, though, my nigga. I mean,
yes, to the show's topic. To the show's topic. So he was talking about. I don't have control, so I can't pull up that article about Goldman Sachs. But ultimately, the way I see it is like this. First of all, women are voting to expand the welfare state, and they're ultimately outvoting men no matter what you do. So the simple fact of the matter is, these corporations want the females' money. They want to look woke. They want to be on the good side of women. And they're ultimately going to keep playing into this nonsense. And there's almost nothing you can do about it. Now, you can choose to disengage yourself, but that's pretty much about it.
Well, I mean, honestly, this is to prolong the position of the black woman over the black man. That's why they're funding the black woman. They do not want any type of long-term hierarchy of patriarchy being established in the so-called black community. So they have to fund this. They have to put money behind keeping, you know, the chaos of the black woman in charge. And I mean, women are chaotic by nature. And if you add on the turmoil and drama that the B-Dub is known for thriving on, you just added gasoline on a fucking fire tornado. You know, because real talk, if you just look at, you know, female nature is meant to be led by a man. That's, as men, we're supposed to, you know, guide women from that horrible position. But
no,
I completely remove that in society.
But you see, that's the biggest problem. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, if you look at history, what happens during history, right? You know, the female was led by her father all her life and kept in line by the men of the family, and then she was passed on to her husband. Her husband then assumed responsibility over her decisions. And it was in no other time than today where we basically liberalized society and created a society where the least of us have a decision making capabilities that overwhelm, you know, the people that should be in charge, motherfuckers that actually have merit, people that actually build society. No, we have the least of us. We have the so-called oppressed minorities in charge.
Well, no, I absolutely agree.
Yeah, so the whole thing is this, man. So long as that system is in place, so long as there's going to be multinational companies funding the suppression of black men, you know, we basically have to take it upon ourselves to just abstain from that entire system.
But you know, see, here's my problem. The ultimately, here's the problem though. It's like okay. So we've already seen that they're basically making women as independent as they can make them by basically giving them the money that they would normally never be able to earn without themselves actually being in a relationship with, obviously, a black husband. Because we're only talking about black women, but in the bigger picture, this exact same thing is going on with white women, and it's also going on with white men. And basically, it's filtering itself down. So the issue that I'm seeing ultimately here is that we are being replaced by money. And in my opinion, women, what they're looking for right now is they don't understand what a husband is supposed to be. They don't understand what a wife is supposed to be. And what they're looking for is some place to get their monthly payments because they have more and more expensive living lifestyles. So they got to pay their bill. That's what a woman will throw in your face. Oh, if you're not paying my bills, you can't tell me nothing, right? So basically all they're looking for is they're looking for them payments, whether it's child support, whether it's alimony, whether it's whatever they can get out of you. And as we pointed out before on the show, black men are having more safe sex. They're having fewer children. They're not getting married at the same rate. I was also reading 2 articles recently. They're saying males in general, including white males, are having less sex, playing video games more, going out on fewer dates, and they're saying Generation Y, Z, and Alpha. Well, Alpha hasn't come along yet, but they're saying Generation Y and Z are not married. And it's obviously because America has become it's become a toxic environment, and people don't trust each other. The men are seeing themselves getting fucked in court. They don't want any part of it. They don't want to end up with the child support. They don't want to end up getting raped in court. They don't want to end up losing their tax return. And that's where we're going. And the problem is at the end of the road, women are going to turn around. They're going to realize that they screwed themselves, and the men are going to end up with other types of women if they choose to be with women. And the family structure's collapsed. It's absolutely collapsed. Oh, go right on ahead. Go ahead.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Well, real talk. That's primarily why men need to focus on self-improvement, right? Because the world is your oyster once you get to a point where you no longer have to worry about your finances, where you basically your bills are taken care of and you're able to move as you see fit. You're able to have anyone in your life that you deem worthy of being there. Because a lot of these niggas that deal with these bitches, man, a lot of these niggas that I hear got all these headaches and shit, bro, and chest pains from dealing with a chick, they're dealing with her because that's their last resort. They're dealing with her because they have not their lives up to where they have from whatever chick wants. That's the bottom line. If I implore out there, if he is going through some shit, or if he dealing with any type of bullshit from a female, man, like I know it's easy said than done, bro. Wait, not your
Bro, Truth, we're having a little trouble with your feed. We seem to be losing you. And I think it's probably Fatal Dose. I think Fatal Dose, you have a television playing in the background? Fatal Dose?
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
I basically was saying, man, for brothers out there, man, do not waste I'm just speaking from experience, bro. Do not waste your energy on a bitch that does not motherfucking, love your dirty draws. Like, that's dead ass serious, bro. If a bitch is not subservient to you, if a bitch is basically more of a headache than a help, drop her.
No, I agree. And black men, you need to be practicing safe sex, and you have to be as safe as possible. I recommend Lifestyles Ultra Sensitive. You got to have as many of these as possible. We need to practice safe sex so that you can avoid children at all costs, because they're doing nothing but costing you a lot of money. So we need to avoid children. We need to practice safe sex so this way you can avoid HPV, AIDS, and you basically need to protect yourself at all times. Like my girlfriend, even though I've done my best to fuck the lining out of her, I personally use Lifestyles Ultra Sensitive. This brand, it's very good. It's fabulous.
Hey yo, what's up, bro? What's up, fellas? Let me jump in real quick. Right? Check this out. If you're looking at what's going on, right, the manosphere is having an impact. And a lot of these women are having that come to Jesus moment. where they're realizing, and Kevin Samuels is proving that night after night, right? They're having that come to Jesus moment where they realize it's not what they thought it was. So this is just an effort to combat the gains that we're making. They're throwing money at it, right? This is about us right now. Us that's on Mr. Fantastic's panel, who's watching his show, because we're the ones who know what's really going on. We're the one that's talking about it, and the establishment is running scared, right? Goldman Sachs isn't going to throw out $10 billion just like that. They're not doing it because of riots or anything like that. There has to be a bigger reason, something that's scaring the hell out of them for them to be doing it. And this is it. We got to keep doing what we're doing.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Well, but you know what? I pointed this out already. I love Kevin Samuels. I love watching his show. But my biggest problem with Kevin Samuels is that Kevin Samuels is basically like an air traffic controller who's giving directions to airplanes that have already crashed. What we really need is we need more Kevin Samuels as fathers in these homes to be giving pre-flight information to these pilots before they're taken off. And by pilots, I'm talking about these females. Because ultimately, here's the big problem. A woman who has no relationship with her father, or a woman who has not observed her father and her mother's relationship together, has no idea how a man is supposed to treat a woman and has no idea how a woman is supposed to treat a man. And without those archetypes, ultimately, you're in for some serious problems. And that's my biggest problem. I like Kevin Samuels. I like watching him rail on these bitches that call up who try to start that shit with him. I love it. But the problem is that's not improving the situation, because you still have these young girls who are still growing up, and they're basically horrible women. And then you get these women who still have the mentality of young women, or young girls, I should say, not even women. Because ultimately, what's happening in America is that the relationships between men and women are breaking down. And Kevin Samuels is not fixing that. What he's doing is he's addressing it, and he's giving us the language that we need in order to talk about it and enunciate what's happening. But he's not fixing that problem, nor is it's not his responsibility to fix it. But my problem ultimately is that this is a toxic environment, and what we have is a degenerating situation between men and women. That's my issue.
Hey, Big Chuck, check this.
Go ahead, bro.
No, I was going to say, but check it out, though, right? It's not just Kevin Samuels. For example, this dude popped up on my timeline. He's British and he's Arab, and he's doing Kevin Samuel reviews, him and this other girl, right? All his videos are about Kevin Samuel reviews. Now imagine all of the people that are doing that, right? If he's doing it, other people are doing it. And throughout the manosphere, he's being talked about, not just the black manosphere, but the manosphere in general. Kevin's being talked about, because I frequent the whole manosphere. And this is having an impact. And I really think that there's a fear going on to them that they may lose control of this.
And when you say they may lose control, who are you talking about?
Though, man, like it's not going to influence women's behavior. You know what I mean? It's good that message is getting out there, but until there is a blanket of shame and immediate consequences for their action, there's not going to be a change in behavior. So long
and
as
truth, there's not going to be any consequences, because you already know what you're dealing with. You're dealing with people who, as soon as you try to shame one of them, they jump up and call you a this or that, or a sexist or misogynist.
That's
or whatever.
my point. That's my point, man. Like, I think sometimes that
all the more the reason to push this message hard.
I think sometimes we get into echo chamber, or we just basically have blinders on, where we kind of forget about the wider world. I mean, this whole thing that we call the manosphere, yeah, it's growing, but it's still minuscule when you're talking about the wider society, right? And from, just from my dealings with women on a daily, right? Like there isn't any change, bro. It's just like, not to compare women to pets or whatever, but it's just like training the dog, right? Like if there's no boundaries, if there's no repercussions, right? If there's no shame, like I come home, my dog's in the trash, I look at him, he like his head is down, like he know he fucked up, and he knows consequences coming with that. So long as there's no connection between their, arrogance, between their, unshameful actions, if there's no connection to a immediate consequence, if there's no connections to a wider shame brought on by society, then there's absolutely no incentive or no reason for them to change.
Well, here's the thing about the whole high value thing that I have a problem with. The problem with the whole high value thing is, high value only applies to, I don't know, maybe 10% of men, and to use sort of that criteria, it's almost kind of like dangling the carrot in front of women, right? Like, like if you go up to anybody and say, hey, do you want to meet a person who makes six figures, who has all this stuff going on? That's just like the equivalent of going up to a guy and says, hey, like, would you like to date an 8, 9, or 10 with a fat ass and feminine? Like, who wouldn't say no to that, right? But the problem is Kevin Samuels isn't really focused on the average brother. Like, by talking about high value, you automatically cutting off, 85 to 90% of men, and that's just of all men in general.
Yeah. But hey, let's not turn this into the fucking Kevin Samuels show, bro. Again, no, shout out to him. No pop. Like I said, I don't want to. I purposely stay away from that because then it comes into the whole thing. Everybody already knows. I don't. Again, I've said my piece on that, and I'll have something else to elaborate. But let's just stick to the topic. Yeah, as far as like the whole aspect of it from the feminist. So let me get back. So appreciate y'all patience, man.
I'm tired of hearing it. What's up, bro?
Yeah, what's up? What's going on? Appreciate y'all's patience, bro. I don't know. I hate Cox Cable again, man. Y'all, man. Internet service providers like the mob, nigga.
What other options do you have down there?
You don't. That's what I'm telling you. It's only Cox here. It's like Cox. That's the only thing.
You don't even have Direct TV?
Why the fuck would I? No, I don't have Direct TV. Why the fuck would I have Direct TV if I don't use Direct? I don't watch TV, bro.
You don't watch TV?
No, not at all. I haven't watched TV for over 5 years.
Oh, wow.
But,
that sucks.
Either way, what was I saying? Yeah, so we left off on the thing with what I think it was the 3 chicks in the thing and the aspect of the military doing the thing. And another big one too. Even let me share this real quick. So even this right here, right? Just the title of this right here. Let me share the screen of them saying, look at the title of this. Woman fatally shot by cop in traffic stop turned shootout in Tennessee. Why didn't they say woman shoots cop returns fire to protect his life? Because this fat motherfucker actually got shot. He got shot.
Yeah, he got shot in the stomach. But you know what's so funny about this? I hope you got it when I mailed it to you. But what's funny about this is the New York Post, I already know them here because they're a conservative paper, and I'm really shocked that they didn't say something towards the effect of that, because the officer was doing a good job. He was very professional.
When this happened? I'm in Tennessee. When this happened?
This happened very recently.
March 12th, bro.
March 12th.
Last week.
Yes. And she shot him in the, he was very patient with her. She shot him in the stomach. He returned fire, did not manage to kill her. She still managed to drive off with bullets in the fat of her. Yeah, and she tossed her gun, and then later on she died of her injuries. And the thing about it is, I'm really shocked that New York Post didn't have a headline that was more indicative of the fact that she was a perpetrator.
Yeah, and again, another plug for BABG Police Academy. Nigga, you will never be this fat from BABG Police Academy. And if you are, nigga, you will be on some offensive, defensive lineman shit. You would definitely, bro. This right here would be a moment where I relish in, to where a bitch like this starts running. Bro, she's barefoot, has a whole goddamn inner tube around. This bitch right here is getting the, y'all remember terrible Terry Tate, the fucking office linebacker? This bitch is getting office linebacked. God damn it. I'm tackling this bitch right here with the full force of fucking Ray Lewis and
Fantastic. Could you have first of all, could you have imagined what would have happened if that cop did not have that camera on him and couldn't have recorded this bitch shooting him first?
Oh, exactly.
Could you have this would have turned into a Sandra Bland situation, number one. Number two, if he were to do what you're suggesting, and the second that she starts disobeying orders, tackle her fat ass, and she had never gotten to that gun, if he had done that shit, he'd be the one fired right now instead of sitting there about to no. And I listen, it's easy for you to say that. The problem is these cops are walking around on eggshells even when they shouldn't be, because they know all they got to do is make that wrong move, and that's the end of their fucking job, their pension, and probably their freedom.
Well, again, shout out to the cop, man, for surviving, but he did so many things so wrong procedurally.
A lot of shit wrong. He did a lot of shit wrong.
He did so much shit wrong in the situation. Again, allowing the lady to make a phone call to a whole bunch of shit, to go through her purse, to get the purse, to run off, all this other shit. But again, that's the whole physical fitness aspect of it. And again, with the BABG Police Academy, that would never ever be allowed. And we's body slamming bitches on the daily. Again, no fatalities. But we're not promising nothing as far as, you know, contusions, bruises, and fractures are authorized. But we promise you the death rate will definitely go down in your city if you employ the BABG Police Academy. But yeah, man, just this aspect of it, that's where women are even in the deadest of wrong, and still, you know, the harsh, ugly truth can't be said. So, and let me say this and make sure I preface it in saying that I'm not promoting or suggesting that there's any type of physical altercation going on, or anything as to where violence should be done against women, anything like that. But there is literally a official gender war at this point. All right. If you don't see it, man, you're like literally living in fantasy land. Everything is man bad. Okay. Anything where, if you're a heterosexual man that's in interest of women, whatever, you are the bad guy. You're the villain. There are no good men. Where are all the good men going? They don't exist. Okay.
They already called us the white man of the black community.
Yeah, exactly. The straight black man, the white man of the black community. So again, man, we've even been you know, called out and singled out. And like shout out to Bro Truth, you said it very, very astutely, brother. Goldman Sachs is trying to stifle black men by empowering, keeping black women at where they're at. Black men are making it to the point to where we are achieving a lot of milestones to where we can overtake the black woman in our rightful place as the leaders of the black community. If we do that, now you got these niggas that you done motherfucking been, you know, trying to keep back for I don't know how long, finally achieving this shit and coming together and being able to challenge you. And you don't want to deal with the fucking men, because why? Now you got to worry about these niggas, you know what I'm saying, that operate like men, where you can just motherfucking keep the women in front, keep the women in power, and you know the women are going to purposely keep the men downtrodden because they see themselves as the enemy of the men. And that's the unique dynamic of the black man compared to any other man on the planet, I say. Not just the country, but the planet.
And you're absolutely right. And like, because just from a administrative standpoint, right? Like, there's no negotiating with a man that is equal power with you, right? Like, there is no negotiating from a place of power if that man is on equal footing. You got to come correct. You got to come with value. Whereas when it comes to negotiating with a female, no matter how high she sits, a man is still gonna have a position of power, because you know why? That man always has that trump card. The trump card is
the threat of violence. So that in itself is the reason why Goldman Sachs putting that 10 billion up. Because if we convert into a patriarchal community, quote unquote, then that puts us in the position of power. That puts us at that helm where there is a position where there might be a possibility of violence. There might be a possibility of real deal, blood spill. But in order to avoid that, the negotiation must be eye level. And that's the understanding that most men have. That's the understanding that has been in place ever since the damn dawn of time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let me get Ray in here. Go ahead, Ray. What's up, bro? What's on you, bro? Go ahead.
Shit, nothing. It needs to go to that point where man has all the power and the women, come in second. And the thing is, with all this shit going on, bro, it's like it's hard to believe, man, to believe that it's gonna come to a point where the women ain't gonna be able to get away with all this bullshit. It needs to get to a point, man, where they get penalized for all the bullshit they're doing, for falsifying shit against man, for putting your hands on a man. No, it needs to get to the point where, damn it, you do that, you get your ass beat down, and if anybody else intervene, it's in that man's right to whoop your ass too, especially too when he's standing on something that's righteous. You feel me? And until then, man, this shit's never gonna change. And I'll say SYSBM, you know what I mean? Get a passport, because that's what I'm working on. I'm done with these females, bro. And it's like it's not gonna change, man. A lot of them are just demons, bro. And they learn from other demons. So
all right, we got Zero in the building. Shout out to Zero. Shout out to SKC for the 2. Didn't Black Jesus say that gender war was over? Who is Black Jesus? Who is that? Who is Black Jesus?
Black Jesus. But fantastic. You got to remember something. Black males can step away and they can make it so they can basically say, listen, if you're not going to give me a relationship on my terms, I will have no relationship with you. And the thing about it is, the women are just going to age. They're going to age out. They're going to end up alone, and they're going to die alone. And the men will just go on about their business, and they'll find somebody else, and they'll do their own thing, and they'll move on. But what they don't seem to understand is that they can't win this game, no matter how hard they play it. So ultimately, as long as you keep doing your thing, they can't force you to go out with them. They can't force you to marry them. Just like somebody says, I'm not going to say the name, they say women control access to sex, men control access to marriage. They can't force you to be with them. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to figure out ways to get in your pocket, even though they can't force you to be there for them. And eventually, you got to understand, you can't fight this system. You have to let it destroy itself. Because eventually, the problem with socialism is that you run out of other people's money to spend. This system you can't fight. You have to let it destroy itself.
Yeah, finally, somebody making sense.
I always make sense. You just don't see it because I'm standing on the mountaintop shouting down at you, and you can't see where I am because I'm all the way up there.
The mountaintop.
Welfare. That's all this is. And yeah, he's making sense about this. Like I don't know why people don't understand. This shit is not going to end. They're going to keep giving them welfare. There will be no situation where men are going to make some fucking miraculous comeback unless they can ignore bitches, which is impossible. So prepare for more welfare because the welfare party is in office. And there's going to be more and more welfare until we run out of everyone else's money, like Big Truck just said, which is a complete contradiction because he likes listening to a guy talk shit about bitches, which is ineffective. So again,
No,
as
no,
long as,
no,
as long
hold
as
on,
we,
hold on,
wait,
whoa,
wait,
whoa,
wait,
whoa.
wait, let me finish
Before
out.
you,
You just talk.
all right,
Hold on,
all right,
hold
I'll wait.
on. So,
Keep in mind, I'm the co-host here.
as
Big
long
Truck,
as
shut
we
the
have,
hell up. Shut your loud ass up. Go ahead. Go ahead.
as long as we have this bipolar way of looking at society where one thing is okay but the other isn't, we're just never gonna win. So, again, prepare for more welfare until it's all over with. Because I really don't see another way out of this. I mean, I don't know, if you think it's effective to just talk shit to bitches and say, "See, I told you that's how you are," I don't really get it. I don't understand it. So,
well, okay, well, no, listen, there's nothing contradictory at all about me saying that I actually enjoy. Because, see, the problem is, after a while, I get tired of arguing with people. At a certain point, I have to let you fuck yourself over, and then I can just stand back and say, you know what? I told you, but you didn't listen. And the thing about it is, you can't fight with these people because they've been given a position where they have a platform where they can either ignore you or they can talk louder than you. So my thing is, no, I'll step back and I'll watch you burn. And then once you're finished burning, I can step up and sweep up your ashes. So there's nothing contradictory about me saying, oh yeah, as soon as you fuck up, I'm going to say, yeah, I told you so. Because I hope that after making an example of you publicly, swiftly, brutally, I hope that other people look at your charred corpse and they say, you know what? I'm not going to do that stupid shit. So you know what? And he brings up that video where this bitch tried to shoot this cop and the cop ended up killing her. I hope that the media plays that shit. I hope it's all over the internet, the media, and I hope women look at that and say, you know what? These cops aren't going to fuck around with me because that same shit will happen to me. So when you say there's no consequences, yeah, there are consequences, and you're staring at her dead body and you're seeing the consequences.
Well, hold on. Let me read the super chats and I'll address that. Shout out to SKC. Where can Miss SKC order a maternity flight suit? Shout out to Cool Kamasi, Fantastic Ready for Creed 3, Glover Lang's son, Come from Revenge. Shout out to the truck, aka LIRR. I don't know what the hell that's supposed to mean. Bro,
Long Island Railroad. LIRR is Long Island Railroad.
Oh, okay. Truth, Flow Rider and Zero, aka the Logic Alpha. Appreciate you, brother, for the 5. So now, listen. If we take migrant kids, oh, come on, man, stop it, man, come on. Listen, to the point of what I see what Zero's saying, bro. This whole conversation, like, there's no conversation to be had at this point. Like he said, and even from women dying, they're not learning anything. Big Truck. This is a replay of the whole, and they're trying to turn this. They're going to try and turn this into, and they've already said it. The whole what's that, Breonna Taylor part 2 or whatever the fuck. Again, like the fact of the matter that the even the media doesn't have balls anymore. You saying the New York Post is a conservative
yes, it is. But see, the difference between this and Breonna Taylor is that he said, she said bullshit, where they're saying that they came into the place unannounced and that they started shooting at the cops because they thought that they might have been somebody else. The difference here is that the entire thing was captured on tape. That cop couldn't have been a better police officer in dealing with her ass, even though he fucked up and made some mistakes, because I would have tased that fat bitch until she smelled like bacon. But the thing about it is,
the tasing shit didn't matter though. The tasing, that's a part of it though. The tasing didn't work, and
that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. He let it escalate.
Hold on, real quick. Let me say this real quick. One thing that definitely needs to happen, and there needs to be like an escalation of force thing initiated for the police department. And the moment there's a gun, like all bets are off. Guns or knives or any type of lethal weapon that a person has against a police officer, hey, no questions asked, bro. He should have dumped off it. And again, say what you want. She would have been straight headshots. I'm not aiming for center mass or body or none of that shit.
No, but fantastic. He tried to shoot her. He tried to shoot her towards her head, but her head was, if you remember the video, her head was behind that B pillar. But here's the problem that I see. The real problem is that they're not first of all, not in school and not through other methods. They're not teaching people civics. See, the problem is when I grew up, I watched a lot of cops. I watched a lot of real stories on a highway patrol. I learned to understand the police's mentality. But the problem is, you get these fucking kids, all they're watching is people fighting each other on World Star Hip Hop, or they're watching some bullshit, ghetto, loud ass women and shit on fucking Basketball Wives or Hip Stop Atlanta or some shit. I don't know. But the point is, they're not learning, or TikTok, they're not learning to be better civilians. They're not learning to be better citizens. Their parents have no fucking control over them. Their teachers have no control over them. So what do you think happens when that unstoppable force of one of these little bastard kids goes up against the immovable object of a cop with a gun and some bullets in it? Well, obviously you get Mike Brown. See, Mike Brown, I knew his story was bullshit when I first heard it, and sure enough, that videotape pops up. It never fails. When them videotapes pop up, all of a sudden, they either try to sweep it under the rug and pretend that shit didn't happen. But let me tell you what I don't want to see. I don't want to see this bitch's name added to the list of all these unarmed black people who got killed. But they do that shit, and they'll slip her fucking name right in there, and you'll have somebody like Karen Hunter pumping that bullshit or just ignoring it because she already knows that this bitch was in the wrong. So ultimately, I can't fight this system. I can, however, let it destroy itself.
Well, that's the thing, man. The whole aspect of understanding. What is this? Alrighty. The whole aspect of understanding. Shout out to Cool Kamasi, Manosphere Mania, Fantastic versus Viscera, BABG versus Yoko. Who the fuck is Viscera? I don't know none of these fucking people. God damn. Okay. So yeah, man, it's just to the point now of where this is a major move and a power move being sent specifically and directly to black men as to like, you niggas better get your shit together because now we got $10 billion promised over 10 years. Another big aspect of this I wanted to go back to for the gender wage gap fallacy was the fact of the matter that another big issue was the whole STEM thing. And what they're going to retry, which they already tried this before, was to start pushing STEM on women, but especially black girls. Everybody's aware of the recent news about the Baltimore kid who made it all the way as a fucking senior, and he was like middle ranked in the class with like a 0.0 something GPA. Everybody aware of that, right?
Wait, what?
Yeah. So there's this kid that's pretty much a senior, bro. It's been in high school for 4 years, and he had a point something GPA, man. And he was ranked like 50th. Listen. He was ranked 50th in this class. There's a whole class of individuals that should be graduating. And again, this dude was ranked like number 50 in his fucking class.
Yo, it says a 0.13 GPA.
Yeah. So just think how many of those kids that are coming up through today's education system, bro, graduate off the strength of No Child Left Behind and whatever else fucking policy they put out here. So this is the $1 billion.
Sorry.
Yeah, but fantastic. You do realize, first of all, these kids have already just basically lost 2 years of school in general, right?
Oh, I know,
then on top of that, when it comes to these colleges, the colleges don't give a fuck about your grades. They just want to make sure that goddamn student loan money comes in.
That money comes in. Guaranteed federally backed student loan money that's going to be granted to you because of now they're using all these fucking minority things to give you extra stipends and to make sure that you get the money even if you graduate your fucking class with like a F or whatever the fuck, and they don't give a fuck, man.
Normally if you drop below a 2.5, I think you go automatically on academic probation and they're about ready to boot you out of the school. So for you to be anything below a 1, that means that they really don't give a fuck, but your student loans get paid.
Well, again, man, it was somebody else that was saying it as to where the girl, I forget, I saw somebody else talking about this same topic, and I think it might have been Tommy that was saying like, well, a girl went to community college and she was passing like pretty much the placement exam, and they said this girl had to fucking take remedial reading classes. But the grandma was like, well, how my baby got to take remedial reading? And she was a valedictorian. And she's saying the shit with pride. We're like, bitch, what? This is the who? This is the best of the class. And again, man, I've just seen the degradation of like the public school system and just American education system regardless, bro.
Yeah, but it's not even just the public school system. The private school system, the colleges, it's fucked up too.
It's like they're deliberately dumbing down the kids and they're deliberately teaching them inefficient ways to learn things. Like
that is the plan. That's what Common Core is about, bro.
Yeah.
It's about deliberately taking knowledge and making it subjective. That's why you can have fucking threads on Twitter where people are literally arguing that 2 + 2 equals 5. Yes.
And people don't even understand the reference of that when you get into the whole, get into the dystopian aspect of the shit. Also, another big thing too, man. I'm definitely doing 10-4 Tuesdays, by the way. 10-4 Tuesdays, we'll be back tomorrow because we got to discuss this Dr. Seuss shit and a whole bunch of shit.
Man. It's going up. It's going up.
Yeah, bro. Like for real.
Hey, bro.
For real.
Hey, thanks for having me up, man. I just got to the gym, man. I got to do my thing.
For sure, bro. Holla at you.
Yeah, everybody say goodbye to our other co-host.
Definitely will be here tomorrow night, man. I got to be here for the 10-4, man.
No, you got to be here with me to co-host just in case his shitty internet goes down again.
That is true, man. Hey, you need to do something.
Hey, shut your ass up before I kick your loud ass off my shit.
I'll fuck with you.
Nah, but yeah, man. Listen, and this too, and this is the thing, bro. When you purposely teach someone an inefficient way of doing something, it's counterproductive. And now you have this because I actually had this argument like with my kids, and I'm like, what? I'm like, why the fuck would you add it? Because they call it now like a number tree. They don't just have them add the shit together. They got like this new fangled fucking bullshit ass way they teach them to do math, and I'm just like, bro, this is dumb. Like oh shit, somebody got playback. But and it's just like, so now you get this enmity between the teacher and the teacher and the parent and the student because you're trying to figure out what the fuck is going on and why you're teaching it this way. And then the teacher comes to tell you, well, this is just the way we do things now. This is the standard. Things have changed. Ha 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 ha. Make a little lame ass joke. A long time, a lot since you've been in school, elementary school or whatnot, and this is just the way we're doing it now. And we have to teach it this way because this is the way the curriculum is set up. You feel me?
But see, that's the problem. The problem is the corporations in the classroom. The problem is that first of all, we all know the best ways to teach math. It's been done for like the last couple of 1,000 years. Exactly. The issue is the companies, the corporations that have these curriculum programs are desperate to get their programs in. So they have to make it appear that what you've been doing is wrong. And then they have to change the whole thing. And while they're changing it, that's when they get to squeeze in all their other bullshit. But see, it's strange because what they're not teaching is all the stuff that we know works. Civics, regular mathematics, regular reading. I've dealt with a couple of kids recently because I've tried to help kids during the pandemic. Do you realize a lot of these kids do not know Roman numerals and can't sign their own goddamn name because they don't get taught cursive fucking writing?
They purposely don't teach cursive anymore. They stopped teaching cursive. It's a lot of things they just took out, man. A lot of things they took out, like you said, and it's things that show you like what they're trying to get towards. Ultimately, as far as like everything just being streamlined and you having no I guess like personal identity or individualism.
But you know what? All of that stems from Bush's No Child Left Behind bullshit. Because you got to understand, what Bush did ultimately was he made it so that all of the schools' federal funding would be based on high risk curriculum and testing. So all of a sudden, whether or not this kid is doing well on a fucking bullshit Scantron test, that is determining whether or not that school's getting that federal funding. And then
the number of impoverished kids going to the school. That's another big part.
Well, the impoverished kid part is called Title I funding, right?
I know.
Just like I know some of you guys can't stand these LGBT kids, but that's called Title IX funding. All of that shit. If it hadn't been for
what the hell?
George W. Bush, Title IX funding, look it up. I know this shit really well. If it hadn't been for fucking George W. Bush and him trying to act like he was privatizing fucking public school, Even though public schools were never perfect, they would not be as fucked up as they are now.
Yeah, shout out to Indigenous TV for the 10.3 is great if you're a starting pitcher in MLB, not if you're a senior in high school. I got kicked out of high school for a semester my senior year and still managed to graduate with a 2.0. Appreciate you, brother. Shout out to Aaron C. People with ear to the hell yeah. Appreciate you, bro. Of Aaron C. We got SKC again. Appreciate the SKC again, man. No math plus non-readers equals forever welfare. And again, man, niggas don't give a fuck about intelligence as it is already. And now what do you think Black women are doing when they just heard the story that you got pretty much $1 billion up for grabs per year for you to start anything you want. You want to start off, and this isn't STEM related. This isn't any type of industry related or whatnot, what have you. This is just general any type of entrepreneurship for Black women. Hey, you want it, 10 billion, you take a stab at it. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be enough money going around for fucking all the fucking Black women that want to try, because what they know what's going to happen. Even most businesses don't survive the first 3 years as it is anyway. So what does the Goldman Sachs get to do? Goldman Sachs gets to get pretty much the businesses or the properties or whatever they acquire in the thing. They know they're going to default on them. So what do? You just go back and you fucking scoop it up after they lose the shit and the money you gave them. You recoup your money and you turn it into something else, or you replace it with a better fucking business to give a better opportunity to somebody else as you want to make the money back anyway. So again, man, it's like people aren't smart enough to understand how this fucking how these moves are really being planned long term down the line. But at the same time, they don't give a fuck because all they see is $10 billion.
And let me just say something.
Hey, fantastic. Can I say something about the Common Core?
Go ahead, Fado.
I wanted to jump in on that, right? Have any of you ever read Common Core?
Yes.
You've read it?
Yes.
So it says that someone who's in the 6th grade should be reading Shakespeare. Well, Common Core. I know one of the people who actually helped write it. Very intelligent brother. And Common Core is being scapegoated because the school districts are choosing these fucked up curriculums. The curriculum that your school is teaching has nothing to do with Common Core. Common Core is not being followed. If it was being followed, your kids, by the time they're in 8th grade, they would be reading at college level.
Well,
right?
No,
I've read Common Core. I've read Common Core. So what's happening is these liberals are choosing these curriculums these no good curriculums. And then what they're doing is when people point out that the school districts are failing, then they turn around and say, oh, well, it's because of Common Core. Common Core does not tell you how to teach the kids. All it says is, and at 5th grades, the kids should be doing this math and this, they should be at this reading level. At 2nd grade, they should be at this reading level and doing this math. And the way my man explained it to me is that they looked at history and they looked at all of the letters that George Washington was writing. George Washington never went to college. He only finished high school. And the point of Common Core was to get the average student to be taught at the level of where George Washington's reading understanding was by the time they get out of high school. It has nothing to do with the curriculum. It's just being scapegoated because the people at the Board of Education, your school boards, your principals, they're all choosing these messed up curriculums because they're getting kickbacks and all of that. And then when people are calling them out on it, they blame it on Common Core.
No, but wait, hold on. Let me just say something. Common Core was originally started in the 1990s, and the reason why was because ultimately they had started going after the teachers' unions, number one. Number two, the whole point of Common Core was to force all of the kids across the country to move up to a specific set of standards. And then the second main point of Common Core was to make it so that the teachers could be held accountable for those standards. So what they did was they forced these kids into shit that they were ultimately going to fail, and then they were set to punish the teachers and the schools with the federal funding for when those kids eventually did fail. The problem, I'll tell you right now, because you're not up here in New York. The problem that they're having right now is that all of these kids are being remote learning. They're doing their work at home on the computers, right? They have already implemented into law that the teachers were supposed to get observations. How the problem, you can't observe a teacher when they're at home. So the people can't even observe the classrooms. So the issue ultimately becomes you've got all these kids sitting at home, not joining the remote learning classes. They're laying in their fucking beds. They're not doing any of this shit. And as I was telling Fantastic a minute ago, they're losing 2 years of school at least right now because most of our kids are not going back until September. Now, the rich kids and the upper class kids, they don't get affected by this because their parents are paying for tutors and their parents are paying their way around this. And their parents are sending them and making sure that they're in school learning something even throughout the pandemic. So my issue is it's easy to just say that Common Core was started by these liberals. But as I just pointed out, when Bush put together that No Child Left Behind shit, the Republicans' intention was to privatize public educations and knock out the teachers' unions. Governor Scott Walker in Wisconsin was one of the main ones I can point to who successfully did it. And then they went to California and they made it so that the unions could be sued by the students. So now they're trying to take that into the national all over the country.
So, bro, check this out, right? No Child Left Behind has nothing to do with Common Core. You're confusing two different things.
No, I'm not.
Child Left Behind is, hold on. No Child Left Behind is a problem, yes, right? But that has nothing to do with Common Core. You said you've read Common Core, and if you did, you'd understand that.
And what I'm saying is that what they did was when they were making No Child Left Behind, they implemented Common Core. That was back in 2006. I specifically remember that. 2006, 2005, 2004. Now, Bush... when they put this No Child Left Behind thing, that was around 2002, 2003. By 2006, they had Common Core language teams, Common Core math teams, and that's when you notice that the work that these kids were getting were fucked up.
No,
I work with children.
No. Stop.
Okay,
again, Common Core has nothing to do with the curriculum. All Common Core says, at the kindergarten, you should be reading this. At this level, you should be doing this level of math. At first grade, second, third, fourth, all the way to the 12th grade, you should be doing this. That's all it says. It does not say what curriculum to use, how to teach the math,
Listen,
or anything like that.
I never said it says exactly what curriculum to use. My main point, once again, was that Common Core had two main goals. Number one, it was to force everything. Yes, it did. Listen.
Bro,
no, listen.
I know
no,
the author.
Hold on. Listen, no.
I know the author of Common Core.
Listen. Common Core had two
friend
main...
of mine, personal.
Excuse me. I don't care about the author. The point is, it had two main points. Number one, it was to force all of the kids to meet a specific set of standards. And number two, it was to force the teachers to have accountability in implementing those standards. Now, whether or not you talk about what else I mentioned about being able to buy curriculum, that's totally different. What I'm saying is that No Child Left Behind implemented Common Core, and that's when the work got screwy.
It did not.
If you're saying that, okay, so wait, hold on.
Let me finish. Let me finish. Yo, you're not gonna overtalk me. Chill.
You work in education?
Chill. Bro.
Let him get his shit. Let him get a word in. Let him reply. Goddamn.
No, because he's up there telling me some shit I didn't say. That's bullshit.
The loudest
bro, I didn't even say anything. All I said is I didn't even say anything yet. Bro, Common Core, I'm gonna say it again. Like, I know the guy who wrote it. I've sat down with him and went over Common Core with a fine-tooth comb with him.
The guy who
Common Core was not designed. Let me finish. What was that?
What was his name?
I'm not going to give you his name. Because these people are getting death threats.
David Coleman. Do you know David Coleman or William
They're getting death threats. They're getting death threats. So I'm not going to give you my boy's name.
No, fuck that. I'm saying the name right now. David Coleman and William McCullum.
Listen to that, but can I finish, bro?
Go ahead.
Common Core only said where you should be reading at a certain level. That's all it says. If the problem is what you're confusing is you're looking at the No Child Left Behind. If No Child Left Behind was using Common Core, right, then children would have been left behind, right? Because Common Core says you can't move to the third grade if you're reading on the first grade level, where No Child Left Behind is, just move everyone together. See, that's the difference. Because you've heard all the propaganda about Common Core, right? and you believe it. Now you're repeating talking points about Common Core, and I'm
I'm
telling
not
you,
repeating talking points. I'm telling you what I saw.
bro, did you read Common Core? You keep saying you did, but I don't believe
Well,
you
I
because
just
you keep saying
asked
things
you about the
that's
two
not in
names,
Common Core.
and I gave you two names: David
All right, well,
Coleman and Willem
hold on,
Dafoe.
goddamn it. Let me do this. Shout out to Rocco Killer for the 5. Great stream. Appreciate you, bro. Shout out to there. I said it for the 5. Thank you. This space is studied by other men who enjoy playing the capitalist game against the BC with our B team on the court. Black community. Thank you. Black community with our B team on the court. Goldman Sachs seeks to preserve this. Yeah, of course. This is a power move by them to keep black men in the back seat and not in the lead. Listen, you guys are arguing like two different things. At the end of the day, let me just say this. I understand what Fatal Dose is saying, and Big Chuck, you guys are missing each other. So I think you have like a nonsensical argument at this point. The point of it is this: No Child Left Behind fucked everybody up because pretty much it said you can no longer fail students. Can we agree upon that, right?
Yes.
No Child Left Behind pretty much means like there's no longer a student fails or a student gets held back pretty much without the parents' permission. And pretty much at this point, what parent is going to, especially a low income, impoverished, dumbass parent, gonna purposely keep their kid back? I remember back when we was kids, that's something that actually happened. That's to where you'd be like, damn, man. Well, damn, why didn't you pass? My mama said, and like a motherfucker's parent was actually like, motherfucker, you didn't learn shit. You're not prepared. You're going to fucking redo the shit because you just aren't where you need to be. And they'd much rather you get what you needed to get versus putting you at failure and then you just failing anyway because you didn't attain the information you had at the lower level. So yeah, man, that's a major thing too that we have going here. And unfortunately, shout out to Zero, as he said, do we see this getting undone? Is No Child Left Behind going to be taken off the books? Of course not. Why?
No,
because like you said, because of the Title I funding and everything you get for kids being poor and dumb. So once you understand, again, man, this is the machine that we're up against. You have to move accordingly. And shit, I'm feeling this shit now, bro. I gotta get my son what $300 a fucking was it? Is it $300 a month or $300 a
for what?
So my son is getting ready to go back to Florida. He did the assessment or whatever, and pretty much because of the shit he had here, the time he had out here, and I kept asking him, bro, and I'm trying to work with they was doing what do you call it? At home shit, computer based fucking learning, and
remote learning.
I'm doing all the shit with him, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this? And I'm talking to the teacher, and I'm going back and forth. I'm like, well, ma'am, why are you guys having them do it this way? Well, they have to do it this way and all this other shit. And bro, like as far as the Florida standards behind, and Florida's been in school the whole year, they haven't been out. He's ultimately behind. So now we got to pay for the fucking tutoring aspect of it to get him caught up for where he's gonna be when we get ready to move, But that's something that you gotta willingly do because you don't want your kid to be dumb and you don't want your kid to fail. And that's something that other parents ain't gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, these motherfuckers ain't got how many stimulus you didn't get motherfuckers ain't got. That's all I'm saying now.
And they put it all in Bitcoin.
Yeah, some dude had like, bro, this dude had like 5 kids. So this family had like 5 kids, bro. So that's $1,400 for 7 people, $1,400 per person, bro. You think? I mean, like, well, they were married, so that more likely than not they are a family. But thankful fucking Boom Quisha or Boom Shika that's got fucking. She's a single mom and she got 4 kids. What the fuck she gonna do with fucking all them $1,400 checks? You think she gonna invest any of that in a tutor for her kid? Fuck.
Yes.
Oh, why? Who said that?
I'm fucking with you. Private school. I know that shit sound bougie as fuck, but private school, man. Private. I had no choice.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm getting to too, Zero. Especially with this aspect of the shit. I'm understanding that I'm gonna have to budget in, man, for the sake of, or do the thing like Big Chuck said too, man. I'm what people are starting to do is they're really starting to do like the in-home tutoring and the homeschooling with the actual tutor versus fucking doing the public school shit, man. Because, bro, if you guys don't see what's going on, bro, they are literally purposely done in the public. This is why we keep having this fucking, this mask bullshit and whatever the fuck that people keep going through. And I'm just like, bro, we learned this shit in elementary school science, like 3rd or 4th grade. Why the fuck are you idiots believing that a piece of cloth can stop any type of fucking virus, motherfucker? You know what a virus is? Like it's something that's micro fucking scopic and it's airborne virus. You cannot fucking stop it with a piece of cloth. You can't stop the shit without anything without the fucking, you know, rated filter, you know, for something that's rated and for fucking stopping viruses or whatnot. But again,
you
man,
got to put Neosporin on the front of it.
oh, you gotta put Neosporin on. I thought it was Lysol. I thought you had to sniff Lysol. I thought you had to sniff some Lysol and Clorox, motherfucking blick. But yeah, man, it's just so much shit that's going on, and you see, I see the dearth of fucking intelligence, bro, from just like, you know, oncoming generations, and that shit is not, it's not happenstance, bro. It's not. It's really really rare to come across like smart young motherfuckers, bro. And I'm telling you, that shit is it's by design.
Well, the bottom line is you got to make sure that your kid can read, and you got to make sure your kid is reading as much as possible, not only about nonfiction, but mostly as much science as possible. Now, that may not help them when it comes to math, because to tell you God's honest truth, I've seen the math that these kids are doing. I don't understand this shit. Meanwhile, I made it through high school. I understood trigonometry. I understood logistics and exponents and all that. But the thing about it is this shit that these kids are learning now, I fucking do not understand. And I don't understand how they're teaching it to them. The problem is, as long as they're forcing it on them early enough, they can understand it even when I can't understand it, which is why the government has taken over fucking pre-K. So they're going not only K through 12, they've already fucked up these kids, so now they're going pre-K. But when you say that No Child Left Behind doesn't allow kids to fail, the bigger picture there is the fact that they're making sure that these kids are going to college at high enough rates to keep these colleges floating. Because otherwise, what you'll see right now, most of these kids hate remote learning so much that they're not signing up for school. They're not signing up for these colleges. And the colleges, their fees haven't changed despite the fact the classes are still at home. And most of these kids are like, nah, fuck that. I'll wait until this whole thing is over, then I'll go to school. And the kids, because their parents have no control over them, the kids are calling the shots. And they're saying, listen, if I don't want to go to school now, I'm not going. And that's it. And once they get a certain age, the government basically can't do anything about them because, you know, the law only makes it so they have to be in there until they're 18. So they were trying to funnel these kids. You know how they always say the school to prison pipeline? Well, they also have a school to school pipeline. Coronavirus exposed this, how should I say, school industrial complex. Coronavirus exposed that shit. So now that you see where all the weaknesses are, the question is, what are you going to do about it for your kids?
Yeah, and that's like you said, man, and that I think that's going to be another big major separation we're going to see here. Like you said, when Gen Z is already grown, right? So Gen Alpha will be like kids like my kids' age, like my youngest, like little kids. So I think this is going to be another big thing, man. And again, this is why you got to be careful about all of this progressive bullshit and, you know, alphabet soup shit they keep trying to push on these kids, because again, the kids become the adults. And that's why they're trying to teach your preschooler and your kindergartner about, masturbation and all types of fucking sexual fucking relationships before they even motherfucking understand what gender is. So yeah, man, it's just, man, it's scary as fuck out here, bro. It's extremely scary once you understand what the fuck is going on. And again, women, because women are what women are so fucking self-centered and selfish as fuck. They don't give a fuck about it, especially again, the black women aspect of it. How much of this money are black women going to dedicate to the protection of black children? When are black women going to step up and say, hey, there's a major child abuse and, you know, child predator issue in the black community? How about we take this, Goldman Sachs, and we dedicate this to the protection of young black children, girls and boys, because these are our children. Again, as women now, think about this. Think about this. As women, are the black women going to step up and say, hey, You guys promised us $10 billion for black women exclusively. Okay, well, this is what we need you to do. We see the issue and problem of black children struggling in education. We want you to take that part of that money. Hell, even if it wasn't half of that, right? Even if it wasn't 500 million, let's just say $100 million per year dedicated exclusively to children. You think black women gonna do that shit? Fuck no. They don't give a fuck about nobody but they got themselves. And that's a major issue and problem. You know, I'm not even saying, you know, cut out a piece of the pie for black men. Let us figure it out on our own. But are you going to do that for your own children? That's something that nobody's ever going to call out, and that's a major issue.
But fantastic.
Fantastic. Let me ask you this though, bro. How come they ain't trying to like enforce the same discipline that the Japanese, you know, Asians have when it comes to schooling? You know what I mean?
Because we're not Asian. That's why. We have no setup to
they
follow
should
Asian
strict
culture.
though. They should strict though.
Yeah, but we have no setup for that.
Yeah, black culture has black.
No, fantastic. You're saying black culture. I've lived in those countries.
I mean, what can be done though to get to that point though?
Hold on. Let me explain something to you. Those people that you're talking about, these Asian people, they go to school 7 days a week. They don't go to church on Sunday in China. They go to school. They're going to school as if school was a 9 to 7 p.m. job. This country in no way has the discipline to have any of that. But what I was going to say to Fantastic, you're talking about these black women protecting their kids. You can't even protect your kids from other kids at this point. There was a girl, I think it was Chicago, she got sexually molested by a 16 or 17-year-old cousin while she was on the remote learning.
Yeah, on the remote learning. Yeah, on the Zoom.
But here's the other thing. If you got all these you can look it up. If you've got all these baby daddies and they're not in the house with that woman who's got those kids and she's shacking up with some other piece of shit and this guy is touching them kids or whatever, she's not going to say anything because she's dependent on that motherfucker. So no. So let me tell you something. The only way you protecting your kids is a stable father in the household with a stable father, stable mother in the household. Because the thing about it is when you start getting into these dynamics where you got step kids here and there, and you've got foster kids, and you've got kids living with kids. They've got kids in school. You're talking about these K through 12 public schools. They got kids molesting other kids. How are you protecting your kids from how are you protecting your 4 or 5 or whatever, your 8-year-old from a 14-year-old touching them in a fucking school bathroom? How are you doing that? You're not. And even if they got caught, you can't prosecute them.
That's not true. You can't prosecute them. Like I said,
they don't even do that juvie shit. Let me tell you something. They've caught plenty of these young girls getting impregnated by 14, 15, 16-year-old guys who may be 3 or 4 years older than them, and they can't be prosecuted because they're under 18. And then they got that Romeo and Juliet law bullshit where if the age difference is maybe 1 or 2 years. The thing about it is most of the parents parents aren't in the picture.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Listen, you're saying that wrong. They can be prosecuted. Again, they can be prosecuted, but the parent has to go forward with it. And again, it has to be a situation as to where it's really not consensual. So if it's consensual, it would be fucked up to prosecute a kid if your daughter is willingly having sex with another minor.
And keep in mind, somebody just said it depends what state it is because state laws differ.
That's what I'm saying.
And what can the father do when these women have so much damn power to keep the kids away from the fathers?
Exactly.
For no damn reason, just off just a because, damn it.
Well,
you know what I mean? Just keep man.
Well, no. Well, that's a whole nother thing. But just back to the law aspect of it. Both children could be charged with statutory if they're underage, technically. But this is the argument I bring when black women and black men also claim and they talk about these niggas out here is predators, they this, they that, and all these other things. And I ask them, okay, when was the last person that you reported for being a sexual predator? When's the last person? When's the last time you went up to the high school and you looked at the nigga with the Cutlass Supreme? You know that ain't his cousin. You know that ain't his little sister. This nigga's 20 some odd years old, and you call the fucking cops up there to come lock this nigga ass up for fucking with some child. When is the last time you did it? And they've never done it because again, niggas like to just, act like they care and fucking virtue signal. You know what I'm saying? But they don't ever really do anything for the motherfuckers that's really out here. Motherfuckers out here got little cousins, man. That's underage cousins that know the baby daddy is a grown ass man. You think they called them? They called the police and got them locked the fuck up? No. You think they whooped their ass or pulled a pistol on them and pistol whooped them? No. So that's why I like these niggas be on that fuck shit, man. I'm not even like this is just dumb. But we got Black Curls in the building. What's going on, bro? Go ahead.
Yo, what's up? Fantastic. Hopefully, Big Truck, don't interrupt me. Let me speak, please. All right.
You got it.
All right. So
what's up, Black Curl?
Yo, what's up? What's up, Ray? And so when you were mentioning the whole black mom and children thing, that's why I went in the stream and sent you the link about like the black mothers and their view of children, because the point you said with them investing in their children, if they are, it's most likely going to be only in the girls, which is why in the article they view their boys as the stupid ones.
Yeah, and that's a long ass
educated ones.
That's a long ass study too. Shout out to Black Curls, man. I highlighted this study for you guys. Look at it. It's not a short read, but it's an actual study that was done. So look into that at your leisure. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, so the majority of them view their boys as the dumber ones, hence why you see our image for being successful is heavily into athletes and entertainment and all that stuff versus being like a lawyer, a doctor, or, into tech, IT, or blue-collar jobs.
Yeah, man, and again, that's another big thing. Like I said, what I was saying earlier before, what Big Truck, I was saying, I understand what you're saying, Big Truck, is about America as a whole has nowhere near the discipline or dedication to education. But again, we're talking about Black people here. So again, we take education the least serious of any other demographic here. Even when you look at the immigrants here, whether they be legal or illegal, you have a lot. Even I think the recent numbers for Hispanics have made a major jump and rise in college degrees and things like that. And we know when it comes to earning, they've already surpassed us in earning. So the people that have been here the longest, man, again, one of the original people that were here in this country, Black people take education the least serious and find the least value in it. To Black Curl's point, like he said, especially when it comes to the boys, that's why we have this space here. And we keep going through this thing about, the educated lanes and, the nerd niggas and all this other shit. When again, that doesn't really exist in other fucking cultures like that, because again, you want to be the smart guy if you're a person from Israel. You want to be the smart guy if you're the Arab guy. You want to be the smart guy if you're the Asian guy. You want to be the smart guy even if you're the African guy, the Nigerian guy, or the Ghanaian or whoever. You know what I'm saying? The Somalian. When you come here, again, you're expected to use education as your ticket to make it into the upper echelons of earning and all these other different things. But somehow for us, it's still the same thing as, well, oh, you think you one of these smart niggas and all this other shit. And it's just a hatred. It's literally a hatred and like the testing of intelligence in the Black community for some reason. So when it comes to education for us, it's actually discouraged, especially by the males more so than the women. Because again, for the women are expected to and allowed to be smart, because again, that helps what? The most educated lie that we pointed out here for the, I don't know how long. But the boys, if you become too intelligent, it just opens you up to so many other options and things. And then what do options do? Options make you not be able to be controlled by pussy. So that's why they want to keep the boys dumb, and they don't want to promote boys being the intelligent ones in a situation in the Black community. But we got Young Swift in the building. What's going on, Young Swift?
Salute, Young Swift.
Salute,
what's good?
Swift.
But pretty much, I just came on here to talk about how, like you're talking about how the teachers use different methods, and they get upset with like using different stuff. That's what you're saying, Fantastic?
Yeah.
Yeah. So pretty much, it's a one-way street, no matter how you look at it, and you can't negotiate it with it either. So, like for instance, I had it was an essay. I did everything perfect, but so don't mark off stuff petty. Like if you don't color code or something like that, and then when you ask, well, why do I need to color code? They'll be like, "Oh, that's my rules. You can't challenge it at all." It's either their way or the highway, pretty much. You can't do anything about it.
Yep, he's right. Because they'll ask you to show the work, or they'll take partial points or full points off.
Well, and I always hated that because I was dumb, and I would like just deliberately not fucking do that shit because I'm like, look, man, this why are you gonna I'm not finna use I'm Poe, goddamn it, I'm not finna use 3 pieces of fucking notebook paper or 10 goddamn questions, motherfucker. When I just put the answer down there and it is what it is. Well, you're gonna get partial credit. All right, well, I'll take the fucking partial credit, man. You know I'm like the smartest motherfucker in here. Why are you being a dick? Like I don't need to fucking walk through this shit and do this shit the long way for the sake of showing you that I know it. It's obvious I know it if fucking I'm getting the right answers, and you know I'm not cheating off of fucking nobody. So what's the fucking purpose of making me go through that for the sake of like and again, it's just like a domination thing. And I don't know if other.
I was gonna say,
Go
now
ahead.
here's what really gets them mad though. See, if you're like, if it's like me, it's because I'll be honest, I'm pretty arrogant at times, but I have a reason to be. So if you're someone like me, you can come up to the teacher and be like, "Whoa, what's the point? What's the point?" Then you end up getting an A on the test. The teacher can't say anything about it, and then you start pointing out, "Well, all those people color coded." I'm just using that as an example, and they failed. They got to see their F. So, what's the issue? And they don't have an answer for it.
Well, of course, and like you said, that's just that you got to learn how to fight your battles, young fella. Don't ever embarrass the student should not embarrass the master. All right, that will come off as a negative in the long run, if and when you can. So, you know what I'm saying? Don't where you can, just choose your battles wisely. But that too, and like you said, that's another big thing too, man. People hate logical traps. People just hate that shit. A lot of people don't understand it. So just the education aspect of it is just another major cog in the wheel that's going on here. Along for this $10 billion that pretty much has been promised to black women over the next 10 years. So and like I said, ideally you would have to have some type of investment put into, because this is like what I think was Black Girls Rock and all these other black girl initiatives that we had. So just think about this, man, because what was the one name for when Barack Obama was in office? What was his black woman initiative? Didn't want to remember the name of it?
No, I forgot.
I
I know
remember
what
he
you're
had
talking
a
about.
Black Boy initiative, but that got shot down. It was the My Brother's Keeper initiative. But
No,
yeah,
the
the
My
Black Boy
Brothers.
shot down.
Yeah, black women helped stop the fucking My Brother's Keeper initiative, and Barack Obama's bitch ass blamed white men for it. I think within the last since the new administration took over, and he was saying, "Oh well, it was the white politicians that didn't let me really do what I wanted to do, or whatnot, what have you." And it's like, again, man, listen, bro. At this point, if and when you can work with another black man, do it. I'm not telling you kiss no ass. I'm not telling you to, what I'm saying, make amends or work with your fucking sworn enemy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But we gotta have less niggerlander shit going on, as to where it was a nigga that ain't did you no wrong, did you no dirt or whatnot. We need to be making allies. This is what I tried to tell this, and like I said, bro, niggas are really, really gonna have to adopt a military mindset. I'm gonna do a whole thing, I guess, next week to try and line it up to get an understanding, so dudes understand where I'm coming from. Because until if and when you actually in the military, you don't understand what I'm saying, and it just sounds like some weak shit. It sounds like some go along to get along shit, but it's not that. It's not
Be,
that. It's
being willing to
really
put
not that.
yourself in that mode where you can take all that discipline, man. You know what I mean?
Well, not even the discipline aspect of it. It's just niggas got to get comfortable with a rank structure. You're gonna have to listen to somebody. Somebody's gonna have to lead. Everybody can't be a leader.
Right.
Everybody
Right.
doesn't have the
That's
skill.
within discipline. Like discipline don't come without a motherfucker, being able to listen to somebody.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, man. And it's just so many things that niggas never get into the particulars of that actually need to be said, so motherfuckers can understand. But the thing about it is, once you say it, then niggas is gonna be on some dick measuring shit. And again, the niggas worst and best quality at the same time is ego. So, but and unfortunately, like I said, niggas are just like their mamas. So and so that's why we end up in this never ending fucking infinite Tsukiyami or was it Tsukiyami or Tsukunomi, the fucking Uchiha jutsu and shit, where it's just this never ending loop of nigga shit, man, and us not really getting forward where we should be, because the spotlight we have on this space right now and the major power moves that we're the voice of black men have and the gravity, bro, it should be so much shit moving around, and we should literally have. I can't even believe it, man. I can't even put it into words the shit that should actually be happening and moving. But we hadn't even got there
Like you
should be
said, that ego shit need to go.
well, not just that. There should be like official mainstream sponsors of this space at this point. Other black men that's willing to fucking step up and put forth the thing, but at the same time, like I said, they're bought and paid for by these same motherfucking liberal and mainstream motherfuckers because they separated themselves and they don't see themselves as being in the same position or needing the shit that we got going on. So it's gonna take brothers from this space to make it to that level, not on the celebrity or what's name, especially in politics and other positions of power and extreme influence, to get to where we need to get, man. And again, I told you, we're gonna have to start promoting brothers from this space to those positions, like wholeheartedly, like full motherfucking force and pressure.
Just basically uplifting one another. That's it. Simple
No,
as that.
it's far more deeper than just uplifting, bro. It's gonna have to have motherfuckers that are put in positions to be able to have power, to be elected as officials, to be in certain businesses, to be, start certain things in industries. It's gonna have to
You're
happen.
right.
It's the only way it's gonna be serious. Otherwise, it's just lip service.
Yeah.
And at this point, like I said, man, niggas either understand it or they don't.
Yep, niggas need to get comfortable with seeing another black man as a leader or ranking above them, not on that high number. Yes.
I'm telling you, bro. That's the biggest thing, and that's why I say, bro, we got to get out of this jail nigga shit for real, bro. Because that he can't be the one. I don't give a fuck what his accomplishment. The jail nigga cannot be the nigga lander, bro. It can't be him. And until we have that understanding and that very very tough talk of that, it's never going to be that, man. We're never going to.
If you go long enough without seeing leadership, at a certain point you'll accept anything as leadership. And my problem with too many people is that they're following the wrong goddamn people.
Hey, that's real shit though.
There was a speech in that movie, The American President, with Michael Douglas, I believe, where they specifically said that he was like, if you march these people to the desert and they're thirsty, they'll drink the sand, because at a certain point they'll take anything that they can get. That's the reason why.
Too, though, Big Truck, though, is like whoever is in that higher position is of that motherfucker's responsibility too, to not to treat those below you, like shit. You know what I mean? Just don't treat them like shit. That's a problem in it too.
Well, no. And this is what I'm saying. I understand that, bro. You should be, there should be no supreme leader or emperor motherfucking shit going on as to where do what I say, niggas, and don't question. No, that's not it. As a leader, you're supposed to take criticism. You're supposed to give criticism. You're supposed to empower the people that's subject matter experts in their positions and all those different things. It's not of you're the beginning and end of everything. No, that's not what it is.
That's a lot of motherfuckers' mentality though, bro. You know what I mean? For Brother Fantastic, you know what I mean? They're like, listen to me, fuck what you say. That's what they say. Listen to me, fuck what you say.
Ray, they aren't. Those aren't leaders. The people that do that, and they dictators. Those aren't
I've seen that a lot. I've seen that for years and a lot, in the workplace, man. Like, yeah, everywhere. That shit's everywhere.
That's what I'm saying. And like I said, those aren't good leaders. And again, the best thing about black men right now is we get to choose who is or who isn't the leader. You get to appoint that person, and you get to, as long as they're doing what they're supposed to do, you keep them in position for the success of the group overall, not just individual. And if and when they stop doing it or they're not doing what the group wants them, then you replace them. And again, it's not just a one leader thing either. This is not going to be like a one
Amen
nigga
to that though.
president. It's not going to be a one nigga president. It has to be men that are again from different age groups, different demographics, different regions, different everything. To that's going to have an understanding and connection that certain people just don't. Like a dude that's the 6-figure nigga or the 7-figure nigga, he's not going to be on the same level as a guy that's
right
middle, you know what I'm saying, middle income, you know what I'm saying, middle class. But at the same time, like you said, if you have those two dudes that's on a board or on a council or whatnot, what have you, and they're able to pretty much get to know each other's world, the 7-figure dude, as to where like he's so far removed from it, or hell, maybe he never even experienced because maybe he's born into money, and who knows what the fuck. However, it is, it's just a big gap there, that to where you have a commonality and you get to learn from each other. Again, bro, the best person for you to learn from is what? A fucking fool. So if you can learn something from a fool, how could you not learn something from another person that's wise? You know. So if we have started adopting, my bad. Go
Yeah,
ahead,
I never act like my cup is full though. I never act like my cup is full, man. I always keep open mind. I don't give a damn if I know 10,000 of fucking things. You know what I mean? My cup is never full, bro. Keep on bringing that knowledge. You know what I mean? I'm a never filled tank. Damn it, bring that shit here.
Here's the thing, though. It has to be some type of separation. As a whole, it won't work. It just won't.
No.
Because people won't
And
change.
Young Swift, you're right, but and that's what I'm saying, and that's going to be the biggest. That's going to be the biggest fracture. Again, man, everybody can't come. Sorry, not even in comic books and fairy tales. Everybody's not going to make it. Everybody can't come. If you have this attitude of again where everybody can get in the club and everybody can be a part, bro, you're ruining before you even start, because there should be certain things as to where if you did this or you did that, sorry, brother, hey, if you wanna support from behind the scenes, or you want to be whatever the fuck and you never ever be heard of, cool. But you can't be a part, because again, optics is everything, especially nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Perception is reality. It should be that way, but that is what it is. And again, that's why I say, man, there's certain motherfuckers that's to where you'll never ever make it because of certain shit that's on your jacket. You got certain shit on your jacket, man, you just can't be a part. And that should be the standard. And niggas just aren't comfortable with standards, because again, the most of us go throughout our whole lives of never ever being around standards, because that is the black standard, is no standard, unfortunately.
Well, here's my question: who's the leader of white people?
I don't think there's
Jesus.
Oh, stop it, man.
Jesus was black.
No, fuck you, Chris Rock.
Sure.
Chris Rock.
Big Truck is a fucking Hebrew. That's why he's so loud. That's Roy. That's Roy. That's why he's so loud.
Yeah, I put on my robe and I stand next to the bus station shouting at people.
You put on that motherfucking Mortal Kombat, I believe you, nigga. You loud.
I'm a black Israelite.
Yeah, read.
What he doesn't understand is a long time ago, Jesus got the Michael Jackson surgery, and that's why on all of the church paintings, he's
no, this nigga did.
Right.
Oh, nigga.
Is there? But nah, man. Listen, this is what I'm saying, man. Listen, and this is what I'm saying. All the other demographics, whether it be white, Asian, Arab, or whatnot, what have you, the leader is the man. Oh, that's the answer.
And that's who has to lead in your families, in each house and each community. Because if you don't have a man leading in these houses and you don't have your patriarchy, then you can forget about all that grand leader plan shit. Because if you're not even doing it on that lower level, it ain't working.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what Zero's point when he was saying, bro, the negotiation, the conversations pretty much have to be just done and over with. There really isn't a conversation to be had or a middle ground to come to, because oh shit, somebody got some crazy ass background. Black Curls, that's you. Mute up. We just have to move forward, and again, man, smartly, of course, but trying to have the conversation is with especially now, bro. They got 10 billion in the bank. You understand that shit? Like, you got 10 billion promised to you from a company that's you know, $1 trillion.
Yeah, well,
fucking
10 billion is nowhere near as much as they're going to get out the welfare state, because fuck it, 10 billion from Goldman Sachs over what 10 or 15 years. That's nothing compared to what they're going to get out of the taxpayer.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But nah, I mean, whoa, you talking about the government? You talking about black women?
I'm talking about black women getting it out of the government itself, the welfare system.
Well, that's limited though. You can get food stamps and government housing and all those different things. Yeah, but you can't do any of that to make a business. This is giving them an actual chance at a revenue stream. You feel what I'm saying? Even though, like,
how many of those do you really think are?
I'm agreeing. Let me finish, loud nigga. Let me finish. Even though this is what I'm telling you, this is what I'm saying. And this is how it'll be weaponized against black men. So for the time being that they have it, even if it's unsuccessful, black women are gonna do what we know they're gonna do. Oh, nigga, I got my business. I don't need you, and this and the other, la la la. And it should be good for a year, maybe 2. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, when the majority of businesses don't make it past the 3-year mark, whatnot, what have you, and now they're back to reality, back to life. It's like, well, okay, bitch. Remember we was doing all that stunting and pop locking and shit, bitch. I guess you better go back to Goldman Sachs and try to get another loan, or try to get another, dip your hand in the jar again and see if you can get it. But at the same time, man, like I was saying, 10 billion, bro. Again, we need to. It's just like, bro, we on the clock, like, for real. And again, this is all in everything. Remembering, you still got the 2053 being a permanent underclass for black people, and I think it was some important that's supposed to have it happen at 2030. Also, when it comes to black people. So it's just a lot of things that we're way far behind than further behind than we should be.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You can't go by these long-term projections simply because nobody has any idea what's going to come down the pipe later on. And granted, yeah, it does look bad. It does look bad now, but nobody has any idea how the economy or how life in general is going to change by 2030 or 2050. So I hear these projections, I hear the talking points, but I take all of that shit with a grain of sand. According to my fucking high school teachers, Long Island was supposed to be underwater by now, and that shit didn't happen. I live in Long Island, and I'm above water.
But that's different. We ain't talking fucking geographic. We're talking about the whole aspect.
Yeah, but still, those projections are never 100%. They're never true.
Financial is different.
They say stuff like that in order to scare people. Granted, I have very little faith in Generation Z. I have very little faith in Generation Alpha, but you never know. Somehow they might surprise me.
No, you're wrong. They're not going to surprise you.
I listen. You never know. You never know.
You talking about them skinny jean wearing motherfuckers?
No.
Well, actually, the skinny jean wearers are in Generation Y.
Yeah, these motherfuckers here, they wearing skirts.
Motherfuckers look like Chris Tucker from The Fifth Element.
These motherfuckers getting. I ain't gonna even say that, man. But hey, man, listen. Yeah, man. The whole aspect of this is understanding what we got going on. Be careful, man. Not just be careful, but make the moves you need to make in order to put yourself in a position of power, if and when you can. And plan. That's another big thing too. We got to start planning things, man. Not just as a group, but first as individuals. If you don't know how to plan as a person, you can't plan as a team or as a group. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of skills. Ray, you got to turn your YouTube off, bro. But there's a lot of just life skills that we don't get in the black community due to the fact of, again, black men aren't in the households, black men aren't, being a part or whatnot, what have you. So understanding that, man, you got to put yourself in the best possible position if and when you can, and look for like-minded individuals, okay, who are on the same path as you are. Not saying exclude motherfuckers that may not, but if a motherfucker is just totally contrary, bro, don't give a motherfucker a chance or take a gamble versus the sure thing. You feel what I'm saying? And you and another motherfucker line up, y'all like-minded, and y'all got the same goals or plans or something similar, and y'all headed towards the same way. Don't motherfucking say, hey, man, yeah, I know we doing the same shit, bro, but I'm going to go try this nigga over here that's, he ain't got nothing going on. This nigga dumb as hell. He don't got nothing together. He broke. Stop it, bro. Stop you're not Jesus, my nigga. All right. You're not Jesus. You're not Michael Jackson nose and fro Jesus. Okay. Or like after the Pepsi accident. You're not neither one of them. Okay. So don't be out here trying to save not necessarily a lost cause, but a very a cause you have to put a lot of work into. And once you get that understanding, bro, and move from that fashion, things will slowly but surely get better. But at the same time, we don't really have a lot of slowly to be doing, bro. You got major moves got to be making, like for real.
But basically you have to do the investments into yourself, and you have to keep moving along the best path that you could possibly move in. I really, and I say it again, I really reject this belief that it's easy to just say a man is high, or a black man specifically is high value or not. As far as I'm concerned, all black men who are forward moving and getting their careers together, they are all high value, whether you make it six figures or not. Because the simple fact of the matter is, as long as you're gainfully employed, as long as you've got equity coming to you, you got a pension coming, as long as you got your health care and you're able to take care of yourself, as far as I'm concerned, you're high value, whether you're making 100,000 plus or not, you know? And that's my thing. So I reject that. But see, that's that shit that women say, oh yeah, I want a high value man, because all they're trying to do is get rich quick. But the reality is, I know how I achieved what I achieved. And I know that there's men above me, there's men parallel to me, and there's a lot of men below me. And as far as I'm concerned, they can't just say that somebody's high value and somebody else is not. Because I'll tell you what, bitch, at the end of the day, you're going to be the one who's the single mom dying alone.
Okay.
That's
all right.
right.
Glad you cooked the big truck, and you also let Fantastic cook without interrupting him at the punchline, bro.
You're welcome.
Yeah, but ultimately, man, like I said, the whole thing about that shit, like, yeah, man. I mean, bro, you focusing on that should be a goal. Improve, steadily improve, bro. Again, if you let a bitch tell you that you're not something because you don't meet a dollar amount or whatnot, what have you, just fuck her and move on about your way, bro. She's not the one for you. All right.
That's real shit.
That's right.
Know what I mean, I'm just saying. As far as everything else goes, these bitches finna claim high value on your ass. No, cause they finna say, nigga, we got $10 billion, nigga. Who we high value women out this motherfucker.
And they gonna still want Fantastic to pay their phone bill, to pay all that shit.
I've been walking past so many people that you hear chatting it up about how they're going to spend their welfare check coming from the government, their little stimulus check. I've been hearing these conversations all fucking week. And I'm like, you're telling me that your only level of planning is around how you going to spend $1,400. Maybe if your ass got a job, maybe then you'd feel a little bit better. Because I make plans around 10 times as much money as you making. And you get this little $1,400 check after getting a little $1,200 check, like, what, 5-6 months ago, and this is the best you can do? You think $10 billion is going to change? I guarantee you, if I handed these bitches $10 billion, they'd be bankrupt in a year. Either a year or maybe a couple of years. Guaranteed.
Hey, that happens to most lotto winners.
That happens to most lotto winners. You give them $10 million, not only are they bankrupt, but they're deep in debt and they're addicted to heroin, usually within 3 or 4 years.
Oh, hell no.
Again, man. On that one, we out, man. This nigga here. I appreciate everybody. Appreciate y'all.
Thanks, man.
Yes, thank you for joining the Mr. Fantastic Show. I was your co-host, Big Truck Series. Be sure to sign up for my YouTube. Thank you very much.
Yeah, man, that's good. And the hell with Cox Cable, man. Damn Cox. And what? Damn, I got to go back and deal with fucking who's down there. Comcast.
Yeah, get yourself some files, boy.
And they don't have it, bro. I'm telling them we having that weird that new shit everywhere. But anyway,
fiber optics.
I'm out, man. Holla.
All right, later.
Peace.